we are back, huh? We're back at the nightclub, everybody. Today, we have a very special guest. Mr. Nigel Alexander is with us. How are you, dude?
What's up, dude? Chilling.
Dude, thank you so much for coming on the show. We really appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
A lot of people request Mr. Nigel Alexander to come on the show. Here we go. We got him.
Finally. Got him. Hey, dude, you're like you're the original skateboarder YouTuber, dude. I think I've ever, like, out of all the skaters.
You're the most YouTube dude.
Yeah, basically. Basically. So, it was funny when you guys started talking. I could see the glare in Chris's eye flare up because he loves talking YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I absolutely love talking YouTube because once you get into a world, it's your world, right?
Yeah.
And it's fun because and I watch Mr. Beast interviews and everything, and he's right too, man. A lot of people, they don't understand it. You know, they just think you upload something, whatever. Some people go viral, some don't. I don't know, but it's a hustle, it's a grind, it's a full-time job, and it's interesting because there's algorithms, there's cover thumbnails, there's titling. I mean, there's so much stuff that goes into it, and you've been doing YouTube for 17 years.
Oh, boy.
Who's that? It's
Heath.
Heath, huh?
It is Heath.
Heath has been on the show before.
Should I?
Tell him.
Heath. Hey, what's up, dude? Hey, we're on the show right now. When did I meet you?
Dude, I swear it was probably like tail end of 99, maybe sometime in 2000.
Yeah.
I think it was tail end of 99.
Okay.
Did he say the month? What did he say?
Tail end of
Oh,
99.
tail end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. That was the main question I had for you. I just had to make sure. I'm pretty sure I got everything else straightened out in my head. So when we talk about you.
Yeah, thanks, Heath, Mo, man.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, Heath. Love you, dude. All right. Have a good one. Sorry about that, guys.
You're good. Anyway, what I was saying was you've been doing YouTube for 17 years.
Since the beginning.
And I think that it's a constant battle of figuring it out as you go too. I mean, we're still learning. They always they're updating they update everything, you know? So it's a constant battle, I think. And
moving target, I'm telling you, streaming, YouTube, and moving target.
17 years ago. Let's turn back the clock. 17 years ago, YouTube comes out, and you're just like, "Hey, this is cool. We could upload our own videos. Let me do that."
Yeah, it was a really amazing thing for me because being behind the camera all the time, I'd always witness all the skating, but back then it was only like 4-in-1 or a very select amount of avenues to put footage out. So I noticed right away, I was like, oh my God, we could show anything we want. So right away, it's like when I knew we could do that, I took my VX1000 to Skate Lab, set it up on a tripod, and
This is your first YouTube video.
yeah, my first video.
Your first video.
So literally,
The silent movie, by the way.
It's a silent movie. Yeah.
So man.
So it's very similar to the videos I do now. I just set my VX1000 on a tripod and filmed myself skating, and I was so psyched that we could do this, because there was so much amazing skating that would go on back then, and no one would ever get to see it.
Yeah.
Yo, Ski, what's up, my man?
And
How you
especially
doing, bro? So thanks for being here, dude. Thanks for contributing to the 3,800 messages, bro.
So
and
right away, I was like,
fucking,
okay, this is great. This is where all this stuff is gonna go.
Right.
I don't even
So,
know who Gary
But the thing
Busey
it's
is.
brand new, though. Nobody. I mean, it's not even popular yet. It's just a platform.
Yo, what up, Toad?
and
Thanks, guys. Thanks for being
It
here.
doesn't get billions of views like it does today.
No, not at all.
I don't know who that is. But
You know what's crazy watching this? I'm sorry, is that it is hard to distinguish what stance you are. Have you gotten that? A lot of people
one
saying that?
sec,
Yeah,
dudes. I'm
over
loading
the years,
Z-Vape.
like,
What's
me
up,
and
Toad?
Paul, when we first started
How's the volume?
skating,
Is it
we
good?
were really into like Tom
Should I turn down the
Petty,
podcast, or it's pretty good?
And,
You don't have
I
to
started
sound check
off
me
with
every time. I'm just saying, if you can't hear me, let me
kept
know.
spraining my kickflip foot. So I wanted to skate. You know how it is in the beginning. You
Oh,
just
no
can't
way.
not
That's
skate.
hilarious.
So I started learning everything switch because this foot could only pop and couldn't flick. So I just kept skating switch like crazy. I had to skate to school every day. It was like 3 miles.
Oh, wow.
So I would push all on one leg, the other leg get tired, like, oh wait, I know how to push the other leg. So I'd push with my other leg too. So my switch and regular.
Look what I
style
got
was
at Value
kinda
Village for $4. I think I told you guys this.
Wow.
Yeah, the whole time.
I should have done that when I started, dude.
Told you this.
I'm always jealous because like the people who you see that have pushed Mongo push a great Switch.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, damn, I don't wish I'd pushed Mongo, but you know what I mean? Like I almost wish I did because of the Switch push.
Let's
Yeah.
get. I think I'm gonna say that I think most people push Mongo when they start.
Oh, hell.
Yeah, I gotta stop using that word Value Village because nobody understands it. It sounds like some sort of like. It sounds like no. I'm not. Nothing wrong with being homosexual. I'm not gonna. Never mind.
Everyone else in the world did.
Sounds like you go down to the village
A lot of my
on
friends,
Church
They
Street.
didn't tell me I was pushing wrong. It was Clark Hassler. I remember it perfectly. He's like, "Nige, you're getting really good, but you push like an idiot." I was like, "What?"
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Love that, dude.
Little honest now.
Job done.
Super honest. So I was like, "Why didn't you tell me earlier?" He's like, "I don't know." So then I had to learn to push with my left leg, and it took a
I was
while.
watching this earlier today too.
Yes, it did.
This
So
is a
what we just saw
friggin'
there was in 2005.
A+ movie.
Uploaded to YouTube, your first video. Were you already in 118 Board Shop and all that stuff? Sponsored
Yeah.
by them?
Yeah, I got sponsored
Savers,
by
no
118
way.
in, I believe it was 97.
Okay.
And then I started working there around 2000 or 2000.
That was the last good. I agree, man.
3 or 4 years.
I agree,
When YouTube
dude.
started,
But we like lost
I
our
think I was
innocence with super
just
bad.
quitting. So I think someone showed me YouTube at 118 Board Shop for the first time. And I
What's
was
his
like,
name?
whoa,
Never made
it's
a
like
made a comeback from it.
Well,
What's
why-
this
why were
this
you
guy's
quitting,
name?
though? Did you have something else going on?
It was
Because at that time too, you're not getting monetized on YouTube. Like
No.
this is a whole. You
He's
didn't
never
get
had a better
monetized until
film.
years later.
Yeah.
So there was wasn't even a question back then.
At that time, I was roommates with Paul Rodriguez, and Paul had just started talking to me about like, hey,
McLovin.
let's
Yeah,
get a
McLovin
camera,
also.
start filming like we used to.
Yeah,
Maybe we can make a
McLovin was
video,
epic.
or you could film me, or let's figure it out.
Okay.
And that's when we started working on Forecast.
I'm loading
Forecast was
the
2005.
Z-Vape.
Right around then, yeah.
You didn't put forecast on your YouTube channel.
No, back then, I mean, because, in 2005, it was still kind of like you just didn't want to do that yet. So,
Also, videos ruled. VHS.
yeah.
And you guys sold that, didn't you?
Yeah, we sold it. We did really well with that video. It was great. That was like the last video that kind of like did really well that I know of because we did great with it.
How many units did you guys sell?
I'm not exactly sure, but I
Not
know.
a ballpark?
Nope.
Really?
We
No
were, all,
ballpark?
we were all really happy with it. I didn't really pay attention to it. I was just psyched that it did well. Everyone liked it. Mike Mo blew up off of it, and we were all just happy as hell.
Who distributed it?
I think it was Syndrome. I think it was with Plan B.
Gotcha. Okay.
I was pretty sure it was with those guys.
Yeah, this was pretty much Mike.
There's a lot of lines in that movie I forgot,
Really did
or
blow up.
things that I
Well,
missed.
no, I mean, fully flared is when he
Really blew up.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. But this is kind of like what kind of like introduced him.
Little
to a
bit-
lot
This
of
set the
people.
stage beautifully.
Yeah, a little precursor for sure.
But,
And Paul's part in this is amazing too.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah.
I did film a lot of that one. I didn't film much of Mike Mo's part, and I got to shout out Eric Longden and Mike Marasco. They shot almost all of this. At this time, I was just really good friends with Mike Mo, and we were kind of just friends. We would skate all the time. I edited the part and was there for some stuff, but most of it, it was just, he was very focused and determined and did it all himself. I shot all this stuff for the switch flip, but
This switch was insane, dude.
so good.
It was kind of the same way with Fully Flared, though. Eric Longden filmed pretty much his whole part. Fully
Yeah,
Flared as
I
well.
didn't know that.
No.
I shot one.
Are you
trick-
serious?
Which one?
The Fakey.
What,
switch
a
from
movie?
the Fakey 3 show.
That's insane.
Oh,
I got a movie.
under
for
at
you.
Oh,
the
underneath the thing.
bitch spot. or whatever?
Yeah.
Awesome.
That was a fun spot. I loved going there and just skating with Mo.
You have to climb down the ladder.
That was sketchy though.
I think I showed you guys this too.
So you move in with Paul. You're 20 at this time, 21?
Yeah.
Okay. Just quit 118 Board Shop.
Yep. Just stop.
Insane. Like I don't know who's donating these movies
And put out
to Value
forecast.
Village,
What's
but
happening
I'm
now
glad they
with
are.
Forecast.
This is insane.
I mean, obviously it got great
These movies are
reception.
so good.
Wait,
People's parts.
did you work for
You've
Paul?
never seen it,
Is
dude.
that what happened, or did you just like so you
This
go to
movie?
make forecast, or you just
It will
how
make
are
you
working?
go into
at that
like
time, it
karate or
was kinda
jujitsu and
Sounds to me like you got
Yeah.
a free place to
and
live.
like
Not really. I would pay him rent.
train
So
and
How
become
much you
like
paying though back then?
sensei.
$300?
yeah.
it's insane. This movie's so good.
Paul like cut me a homie deal.
Like Liu Kang, look at him.
He's a great dude.
What was it? Paul's still City Star? I mean, what's going on with him right
I
now?
The music
he was on
too?
Plan B, I believe.
Okay, maybe I'm hyping it up a little too much, but it's amazing. I love this movie. Someone would give 4 stars.
But at that
A Rock'em
time,
Sock'em
making money
action?
was a little tough. But then we came up with the idea.
Rob
to start a
Salem,
website
the
called
Toronto
skatesite.com
Star? What?
With Paul, Jeremy Rogers, and Terry Kennedy, and that's how I
hilarious.
started making money.
And that's how you got your YouTube to blow up. Cause
Oh, it's a game?
You were hosting videos on your
Insane.
YouTube through
Yeah.
that site.
Yeah, they originally were trying to get me to stream
Kinda
it
like
through
how I wanted to fight a
skatesite.com
fight.
website,
Yeah,
but their
exactly.
player was just crap.
Precisely.
And the videos,
Shut down all the time.
yeah, and the videos looked horrible. So we decided to
Mortal
just
Kombat
go
2
through
's,
YouTube
like,
because I
is not
figured out
very
how to
good.
code 'em
One
right.
is-
And I didn't even realize that my channel was getting all these subscribers from it. So then when Skatesite shut down, I checked and I had like 12,000 subscribers. I was like, oh wow, that's pretty cool.
It's not
And then
bad.
yeah,
It's not bad.
Yeah.
For pretty much not doing anything.
guys, I didn't
I mean,
mean
you're
to
going
fucking
through
ruin you
another
guys.
site. You're not even.
Fucking plumber ass.
How long did Skatesite last? I don't even think it was around for that
it's like
long.
2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Streaming
But
from
we
my
were
fucking
doing really
bedroom
well.
and
We
can
got
do only so
traffic.
much.
I think we were kind of competing with the barracks a little bit in the beginning. And then, Paul was really focused and working on it hard, but Jeremy and Terry, it just got kind of, they had other things going on, so it was Paul mainly carrying it. And they told us, they're like, well, we're not going to pay you guys anymore, but you guys can keep doing it if you want. And
Who
I was
told you
like,
that?
I think it was the people at Wasserman and 4 and 1.
So let me get this straight. Skatesite.com, or is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Skatesite.com. You guys were the owners, or you guys worked for them?
I mean, as far as I remember,
Sounds like it was
Paul,
a Wasserman 411 thing.
whatever it was. We were all young at the time. You know what I mean? But I think Paul, Terry, and Jeremy were the owners. And whatever it was, they didn't want to do it anymore, so they wanted us to do it for free. And I was like, yeah, I'm good, dude. I'm not gonna do that for free. So
How were they? Were they putting ads?
thanks, but no thanks.
Appreciate the offer though.
Yeah.
I'm almost thinking like you sabotaged them, because here's why, right? Listen, you're putting the stuff on your YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
And how are they monetizing this website now?
I don't know.
If they're putting it through their
there
player-
were ads on there. There were ads on there,
Like banner ads on their website?
But this was way before YouTube was monetizing anything.
I mean, this is true,
So I
but
just wanted the videos to look good.
Right.
And their player sucked, and the YouTube player was great. So I went with that route.
I still think you sabotaged them. Dude.
I mean, maybe whatever happened, I didn't plan that, but it worked out in my favor.
They're like, how come
worked
all
out
of our
in-
Hershey ads aren't being shown? We're getting no clicks on these things.
Kind of worked out in all of our favor in the long run, because if that didn't happen, I don't know if I would have pushed so hard on YouTube. So
Well, we're coming up to the point in time too. You said it lasted a couple of years, and now you did another video, Proof.
yes.
And was that were you filming that while we were doing Skate Site?
Right around the end of it, and then I started working on that video. But by that time, YouTube had taken over, and it was very, very hard to make that video. I was going through some personal stuff. My brother had passed away, and I was in a really messed up place for a long time. And then I was getting all this different footage from all these different cameras. I was mixing HD with SD footage. I was trying to figure out how to edit it right. Like, it was a nightmare. I swear I burnt out probably about 75% of my editing energy for my whole life in that 2-3 year span. I was like dead after that. And because YouTube had already taken over, that video did not. So it was really tough. I still get props for it, but just the mental strain it put on me and how hard it was to make that video, I don't think back on it fondly.
And that sucks too, because like you're right, it didn't really make the impact as forecasted. I mean, to be honest with you, like it was a video that kind of came and went in my eyes too.
It did.
Like I didn't really see too much of it. It was always forecast. Proof
Which
came along.
I'm very proud of Forecast.
Not saying, you should be.
Thank you,
For
thank you.
sure. Great video. Still gets talked about today.
I'm
which
pretty
is
hyped
amazing.
on that.
Pause podcast.
Okay.
I need to tell you guys that this episode is brought to us by Athletic Greens.
Ooh, we love athletic greens.
We do.
This is gold in a box, right? Love this stuff. With one delicious scoop of Athletic Greens, you're absorbing 75
Really
high-quality
cringe.
vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and Kelly's favorite thing in the whole world, adaptogens.
I love
There it is.
adaptogens.
Maybe
This
I'm
special
just
blend of
jealous.
Ingredients support your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging.
Well, not only that,
Ooh, tell me, Jerome.
contains less than 1 gram of sugar, no GMOs, no nasty chemicals or artificial anything, while still tasting good.
Nothing budget, only buttery, right?
Nothing budget,
Yeah,
please.
yeah.
But it also supports better sleep quality and recovery as well.
Tons of people take multiple.
Man, I'm moving
but it's
slow today, my
important that you
friends.
choose one with high quality
My
ingredients that
pals.
your body will actually absorb.
And it's also better when not to have a full medicine cabinet full of, supplements.
Oh man.
You know,
Wait, so I can get rid of all my supplements?
Yeah, I was just over at Kelly's house the other day, opened the
Oh my
cabinet.
god, the intensity
With
level in
supplements.
slow is
It's a trash
just
can.
9,000.
Throw 'em
It's
in there.
insane.
To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you
That's
have to
just
do is
too
just
much,
visit
man.
athleticgreens.com
It's just too
/9club.
intense.
That's NINECLUB. Again, athleticgreens.com/9club. Take ownership of your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance, which is Athletic Greens.
I don't know how long I'm gonna last. Let's see.
Take over your health now.
So Proof comes out. Now, up until this point, also on YouTube, because you've been on YouTube for 17 years. First year, you uploaded like 1 or 2 videos. Second year, 2 or 3 videos. Like, you really didn't make the push until like 2 or 3 years, 3 or 4 years into YouTube.
Yeah.
Then you really started uploading like a lot.
So this is really good for me to talk about, and I'm happy to talk about this. But I was around that time. I had lots of other videos uploaded that aren't on my channel anymore. But I started working with a group called Network A, and they told me I had to delete most of my videos that I didn't own all the rights to. So all these amazing videos that I did with like Street League and like Mountain Dew and Gatorade, Nike, and all these crazy videos I did that had tons and tons of views that would have been great for my channel to have. They told me I had to delete them.
This was from 2005 to when? Like 2007?
2010. So it was like almost 5 years worth of my best videos. They told me I had to delete them.
Is this something that you had a contract where you had to?
No, they just
obligated to do it?
informed me, and I just kind of was like, well, if I want to move on in my channel in the right way, I think I should. And it was one of the biggest mistakes I've ever done on my channel, because they were some of the best videos that I've ever done.
You actually deleted it? You didn't put them on
No.
private or unlisted?
I deleted them. I mean,
Was it because of music stuff, or what do you?
most of it music stuff.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
they were
back-
just concerned with other things too. Like I didn't own the rights,
Yeah.
whatever. So, and in hindsight, I doubt anyone from Street League or any of those companies ever would have came after me.
Yeah.
But, they could have, but I don't think they would have.
We know
Sorry
that.
about that.
We know that.
Yeah, they're all my homies,
I mean,
so.
they Deerdeck and Brian Ellis pushed you to do more.
They did, big time.
Right.
So after that happened, I didn't think much of it, but then I looked at my channel analytics, and at that time, in 2010, I was already over 100 million views. And that was a lot back then. I was like way above. And then after I reset it, it killed me. I was like down to like 60.
Damn, it dipped.
Yeah, it took all of them away, all the views away.
Right.
Yeah, so I called up Cersei Wallace and I was like, yo, what the hell just happened? And I should have talked to Cersei more about this. I think I talked to her a little, but I should have asked her more, like, is this the right thing to do? But, in hindsight, everything's 2020.
You're calling Cersei because she's Paul's agent.
Well,
at
she
the time.
was kind of my agent through this, too, for the Network A deal.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's helped me a lot. Cersei
Amazing.
Wallace has been in my corner quite a few times and helped me get some really big deals in my life.
So you were kind of just listening to this Network A bullshit,
Yes.
and you just
And they didn't know what they were doing either, really, in all honesty.
hindsight is
Why?
a bitch, man.
It is.
Immature, yeah.
It is. So some of my best videos, I have them on hard drive somewhere, and they're there. I mean, maybe I should re-upload them. Maybe I shouldn't. I'm not
You
sure.
should do a little TBT, Throwback Thursday.
I mean, why wouldn't you though? Why wouldn't you do it?
I don't know, because a lot of them, it was all songs that I didn't own. Like, I'm not sure if that's gonna affect my channel. Maybe I should start another channel to re-upload them.
man,
That might be kind of cool.
The whole
You know?
dilemma
Yeah.
of channels and YouTube and music,
Yeah.
and And back then, music pisses me off the most on YouTube because back in the day, it was like videos would it get muted. You know, people would put just different music on people's parts. So now you're going in and looking up like, oh, I want to go see Heath Kirchard and Jeremy Klein's Birdhouse part, and it's whole different music.
Yeah.
And it's a misrepresentation of the original video.
It is. It's almost better not to have it up.
100%. I agree.
Or
So
re-edit
is
it.
it
Is
out
it
there
bad
anywhere
thing?
else, or is it just you just took them down and that's it?
I took them down, and you know, I can't. I think I went on the Street League YouTube not too long ago, and that first year, I don't think a lot of the stuff is up.
Okay.
So it's just all on hard drive somewhere. I know Street League, they have all that stuff because I gave it to them all. Everything I ever shot or edited, they have it saved and archived, and I have it too.
I don't see
So-
why. I mean, you know YouTube nowadays, right? You upload something for music, it's not a strike, but you can't monetize it. There's a few
Yeah.
things, but nowadays, I mean, they are getting into the monetization split with artists too. So they're well on their way.
Yeah.
Some music stuff is still a gamble, you know, but for sure.
I should probably talk to the Street League guys and see how they
Yeah.
feel about it.
Yeah.
for
but-
sure.
You know, that was some of my most proud of work I've ever done. You know, and deleting it, I was like, okay.
Should I do this? Like, really?
Yeah.
And what year was this? This was in 2010.
2009, 2010, right around then.
That's also, I believe, when your channel got monetized, right? So you're working for Street League at
the
this point in
time.
time,
Yeah.
and Deerdick and let me know if I'm getting this right or wrong. And Deerdick and Brian Atlas are telling you to push your YouTube,
Yes.
and right at that time you get it monetized.
Yeah, right around then. It was pretty crazy.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And did you leave
perfect
Street
timing.
League at that point, where you're just like,
I think they were
Shit.
low key trying to tell me to go.
you should really do this YouTube
You
thing.
got this. You got this.
Yeah.
got
Set
this,
you up.
man.
So, you know, the first season of Street League had ended, and, you know, they were trying to have me edit some stuff, and I was just kind of sitting on my hands, and I just didn't really know what I was doing, you know, and we should have ended on, like, in a better way, I guess, because I love those dudes. They really looked out for me, and I just, you know, I quit, and then just started doing my own thing, and, you know, it's turned out how it is now. So,
When YouTube monetized your channel, did you have to go back through all your videos and like turn on monetization? Was there like a to-do thing that you had to
I
do, or
don't
was it
think
just
so.
automatic?
I think it was automatic.
When did you get your first check?
It took a couple months to break $100 in the beginning.
Okay.
But I remember getting my first check. It said Google on it. I was like, wow, this is the coolest shit ever.
Do you remember how much it was for?
150 bucks.
150 bucks.
Yeah. It took like 3-4 months till it was like 1,000. And I remember talking to my ex-girlfriend at the time about how like I was gonna do this, and she's like, "You're insane. This isn't gonna work." And I brought in my first check for like $1,500, and she's like, "Oh, cool.
I guess it is.
Yeah.
I guess we're going to Ruth's Chris for dinner tonight. Huh?
Well, I guess no one else. You didn't know anyone doing this stuff.
No one.
You had no. You didn't know one to look up
Chris.
to at this point.
Nobody."
Dude, it's so rad because dude, you've always been. I've known Nigel for so long. He's always been a hustler, dude, and like I'm not surprised that he would be in this situation because I remember selling you product, dude, back in the day, and I'm not sure if that arrived to you being able to buy a camera, but like I remember I would go over to the house. I just have like, dude, like I got a bunch of stuff. I'm like, come over. And he's like, dude, come over, please, dude. Like I'm gonna go sell it to like the people at my school.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm like, dude, this is like a perfect. And like you make money. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah, this is great. You Dub's selling it wholesale. You're going retail.
Yeah, that's how it was too.
Yeah.
Did we meet in 2006 or 2007? It was right around.
So right around 2006, I'd say 2006.
Because I remember Weston sold me some stuff first. Weston Korea sold me some stuff first. Then he came over with you in the car. And you opened your trunk, and I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "Wait, how much can I buy?" And you're just like, kind of like, "Oh yeah, well, take this, that. I'm gonna save that." You know, like, we worked out like deals for everything.
I love it.
But it was awesome. I didn't have to get a job in high school because Drawn would come over, I'd buy all the gear. It was nuts. I was so popular in high school. I loved high school. I would be wearing new shoes, new clothes almost every day. all these people and kids are like, what the hell, man? I've never even seen those shoes. Where did you get them? I'm like, oh, this is one of a kind.
Sample.
Do you want to buy these?
Upselling. Upselling over here.
I would get them from Drawn for like, anywhere from 20 to 50 bucks, depending on what they were, how used they were, and I would sell them for 100 to 120. Crazy. It was amazing.
But
Thank you, Drawn. It was like the best.
What a time.
It was great.
Who else were you getting stuff from? Paul was probably the bigs.
At that time,
This is before all
this
that.
is before Paul,
Yeah.
because I graduated in '98. I met Paul, or no, I graduated in '97. Yeah, the end of '97, and then I graduated in '97.
Remember the guy at
And then, I
school
met
that would
Paul
make
in- we'll talk
burned
about that later.
music
But,
CDs?
yeah, this is all.
Because he was the one that
I
had
kept buying
a
stuff
CD
off
burner.
After too, because I still didn't
And he would
want to
charge
get a
like
job.
$10
You know what I
per
mean?
CD.
Like, I want to get a job. I want to skate.
He'd make like a few
But at
hundred
that time,
bucks.
I was starting to get free stuff from, my skating, getting sponsored. And that's originally why I got my first camera. Me and my brother figured out.
Yo, I reckon
you
if you filled out your time paid
a camera,
out, you'd come
film
back
each
to
other,
Aztec and
be a
Beast. Now that
sponsor,
you're at Beast. Oh,
and
thanks,
you
bro.
didn't have to buy
Thanks,
no
man.
skate product. Because my dad was like, you guys can skate. I'm not buying you shit.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
But you need that shit quite often, that's for sure.
A lot.
So you saved up your money from
Thanks, man.
what were you doing at that point in time?
Okay, so how I got my first camera, me and my brother, we're Native American. So our tribe gives us money every like 3 to 4 months. It's like 400 bucks, 500 bucks, depends. Like our tribe's able to make money through a lot of different avenues.
Get little quarterly checks.
Yes. So we would get our checks, team up, buy stuff. We would buy like wood for ramps.
Wait. Can I ask
all
you a
this
question
crazy
really
stuff.
quickly? Is each person in the family getting a check, or is it a per household?
No, so it was whoever's a tribal member. So if you had a certain blood quantum, then you would get like a check. So
Explain
me,
the blood quantum thing. How does that work?
I have my card. Let me see. I can tell you exactly how much it is. Oh, left it in there. But it's like you got to be like, it's a little more than half. So on your card it says how much blood quantum you are. But even to get a card, you have to be that certain amount. Otherwise, if you're like, a tenth,
Yeah.
you don't have enough blood, so you don't.
So-
get the
So
number.
you're not, you don't get.
You don't get no checks.
No checks.
So it is per. So you get a check. It is per person. It's not
Yes,
per
per
household.
person,
So
no.
you get it. Your dad gets it. Your mom, like
Well,
whoever is.
This is good to talk about because my mom is almost full native.
Okay.
My dad's a little bit.
Gotcha.
So my dad never got a check.
Oh.
My mom got the checks, and then because we were just enough, we got checks as well.
Wow.
Yeah,
Are
it was
you-
great.
I mean, free money, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
Are you? But is the worth of the check dependent on how much bloodline?
No.
No.
If
It's
you're a
just
member,
set. You're a
yeah,
member.
you're a member.
So interesting.
It's very interesting.
I love it.
It's very
Equal-
interesting.
That's amazing that everybody, just because you're a member, that you get equal to everybody, which I think is fair.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
shout out
Wow.
the Colorado Confederated Tribes. I'm a very proud member. I love them and everything that we've done. We're one of the biggest tribes in America.
Oh wow,
Pretty
the
successful.
How many members?
I'm
the-
not exactly sure, but it's a
what
good
is it,
amount, but our
FE 20?
reservation's
20
huge.
FE?
It's extremely
Samsung-
beautiful in Washington State. I
What
love it.
phone would
I
have
try to
20
go
FE or
every
some
year.
shit?
My mom still lives
It's
there.
very good. The
For
S20
the pandemic,
FE.
the pandemic was hitting.
It's very good,
and
'cause
I
it
was
has
like,
a
I'm bouncing, I'm going
Snapdragon.
to Washington.
Oh wow.
And it was like normal life.
It has the Snapdragon processor.
Because you guys would get a check and you guys would go buy.
It's a very
like
good
you were saying,
phone.
wood
The
and
S20
different
FE, I'm a
things. So I
big
guess you
fan.
saved up for-
It has the
what was
cutouts
first camera?
though.
Our first camera was this weird.
It's
I
very
think it was
fast.
a JVC.
I haven't
You remember
updated
those
it.
weird
I've
cameras?
delayed the update.
It was like a.
It's still how
was
it
like a deep
was like when it was
and
made.
it had like a side thing.
But like it's a very good phone.
Remember those
Has the
goofy things?
Oh
Put
yeah,
your
yeah,
little hand
yeah.
through the little
Yeah.
thing and
Full
Yeah,
screen.
it was one of those. So for skating, it was great because you could.
And
like,
it,
look at
it has an
film,
SD card slot, a micro SD
get
card.
those angles.
So
Yeah.
128
That was
gigs
the
on the
camera
phone,
you used
128
for the
on
first
the
upload on
micro
YouTube
SD
that we
card.
saw.
Bada
No,
boom, bada bing.
that was a VX1000.
you got a VX1000.
Oh, we got the TAS on
So the
Mara.
first camera-
Early.
Yeah. The first camera we got was in 1995.
Gotcha.
So I was filming almost right when I started skating.
What happened to all those footage though?
You know what sucks is it was on a mini DV tape and it just like disappeared. It's so strange.
So none of that got uploaded to YouTube or
Never,
anything.
never. And I don't even have a copy of it. There might be one somewhere at my mom's house. I might be able to find one day, but just through moving and all the different stuff that's happened, I can't find it. My dad might have one in his old stuff, but he
Dual
passed
SIM,
away.
no.
It's kinda hard
I
to
think it's just
find
one.
stuff, so it's lost.
But it has a tray. Why do you
That's
need
one
dual
beautiful
SIMs?
thing about the internet and YouTube and stuff like that is 'cause
Oh, knows that's the sketchiest,
you could unlist it. You could
most
private it,
anonymous.
certain
Like,
things you could make it public, but
are you
again,
behind like
it's
7 VPNs right now?
stuff as well.
Honestly, that's one of my favorite things about
I
it.
don't
and
know,
the
man.
fact
Why?
that
Why?
I'm
Why
gonna
do you?
be
I'm not
a
laughing, but like,
elderly man one day.
I'm not
Maybe I'll
laughing.
be
I'm
forgiven.
just like, why do you need
I could
dual
just go
SIM? I'm
back,
curious.
Oh, what happened in
I'm just laughing at the.
and watch all this
You always
stuff.
ask
like,
like the
oh, yeah,
most
oh, those memories are coming back.
He's like, oh man, proof I didn't do too
anonymous
bad.
questions.
fast forward. Okay, 2010.
It's like we go to a restaurant, you'd be like, do you take cash?
But that's what's one thing that's really awesome. And even people who don't want to make money off YouTube, it's like, dude, just
No, I'm
upload
just joking.
stuff so you have it there.
I know, I'm
Even
just
family
being an idiot.
memories, anything.
Actually, I didn't
stuff
know
that's
that.
important.
Wasn't
It's a
that
good archival place.
wasn't
That's
that
funny.
originally why it was made? Wasn't it like YouTube made? It was like someone. Was
You
it that
do
what
travel.
It was?
Yeah, Roger's right. I think it was a dating site.
I don't know, my man. Sorry,
You,
dude.
like,
Why? What's wrong with your
upload
phone?
videos,
You don't like your
and
phone?
then it quickly changed. Yeah.
Wow, real quick, because I don't remember that at
That
all.
business model did not work.
Wow.
I think you're
Tell
right.
me if I need to turn down the
Yeah,
podcast.
definitely.
I understand
First
if I
YouTube
do.
video ever is this guy, me at the zoo.
Really?
Yeah, it's this guy.
Oh, let's
here.
see it. I gotta see this. I've been
I
fascinated.
might
What's
mute.
the upload date?
Only 19 seconds long.
Wow.
Yeah, what's the
I mean, I
upload
might
date?
just
Upload
play the
date
podcast through the
is
mic.
18 years ago.
So he wanted someone to 278 million views.
Oh my god.
That's what he wanted for his dating
The
thing. Is
very-
11,145,000 comments.
Wow. The very first video. That's crazy. Holy crap.
Okay, so where did we leave off? Because the YouTube thing, really? I mean, let's just get into that, shall we? When you first started getting monetized, you got the check, $100 or something like that. How old were you at this point?
I think it was right around. Let's
2010.
right around 30.
30?
Yeah.
Now, that's my question. Here we are in the skateboarding world. You did a video of Paul Rodriguez. You did a video. You did two, right? You did the
We need a
Proof one
union,
also.
man.
Yeah.
You worked for Street League. After Street League, you did a little.
There's already
there was
an
Mountain
app
Dew,
called
there was
Unite,
World Cup
YOUNITE. I searched,
A bunch of stuff. Like that
but
stuff helped.
we can make something called like
But
Union
here we are,
Finder
30
or
years
something.
old. Are you starting to like wonder, like what is? Am I secure yet? Where am I going with this? And here's YouTube over here now. I'm monetized. Is this?
Sorry,
this
man.
is
I
a
thought
fork
that
in the
dual
road
SIM
right
question
now.
was really funny. I don't know
It was
why.
a huge fork in the road, but the whole thing it happened
I
so
don't know why.
seamlessly. Me going from Street League and the core skateboarding
I don't think so.
industry to transitioning into YouTube.
But you just
it
like
was
pop it
already
out of the
kinda
tray.
there for me. You know what I mean?
You could
So I
probably
got
take
it
less
there
than
too, man,
20
because
seconds,
The
I
core
think.
industry wasn't on YouTube,
No.
and it was frowned upon.
Yeah.
What?
I got a lot of shit from just about everyone. They all thought I was nuts. But I just I just had this feeling in my stomach that I always listen to, and when you feel that feeling, it's like a fire, you just go for it. And I
It's
just
one
had
tray,
this
the
feeling it was
SIM
gonna work
card
out,
and the
there was
memory
so
card.
much potential here to do so much with, and I would try to talk to everyone about it, and they're like, "Nah, man, I don't see that. Like you should do this." I'm like, "No, I'm doing this." And I was just very stubborn about it and just kept going. And my network A deal was really good.
Okay.
I was very stable.
Yeah, dude, I paid
through that.
$400 for my
Lasted for
phone.
like 2-3 years.
plus
What
tax.
happened though did suck, but
S20
it wasn't all
FE.
bad.
It's very good.
There were some really cool points about it, but that helped me get everything started for the rest of my life.
Oh, no way.
So it transitioned into that, and
What, a business
I
line?
really
No,
wish
that,
I could
what?
have gotten more of the
What does that
core
even
industry
mean?
on board
It can't be just your phone
earlier,
number?
'cause everyone's channels
What?
would be a lot bigger right now, and everyone would be a
Wow.
lot more have a stronger
That's
foundation.
so lame.
Because there's a lot of competition now, and it's
Sorry,
not as
man, I'm
easy
not
as it was
Mr. Business
before.
like you,
And
dude. I'm
the-
sorry to
I mean, a lot of the
assume.
companies nowadays are still not.
Me and my one
Yeah.
sim
in
prejudice,
YouTube,
I apologize.
Which is really bizarre. Really, there's certain companies that
Cam,
do.
but who wants your
Primitive
actual
is
phone
really
number?
good
That's
at
on
it.
Google
They're
Play.
killing it.
Oh, no
Cruisers,
way.
yeah.
The people calling
Killing
me.
it. But the companies guys just don't. They give all their shit away.
Yeah, true. Paolo Peralta's
Calling you,
But
complaining
are
about
you? What are you, team manager for them?
sounds.
I'm basically just helping out with their YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So just
Specialty
helping.
must work with the YouTube.
Yeah, has to, dude. Has to.
Well, let's keep going on this YouTube path right now because
Okay.
like you wanted to go and people were giving you shit for it and everything. But by
Wow.
the way, man, like you just said you tried to get
Ridiculous,
a lot of
man.
people involved, all the core stuff. But you know, looking back at it too, you still you helped out a lot of kids, man.
Man, I was on the phone with a call center
So that's
person
something
in India.
Super proud of, man.
I am very proud of that.
For, like,
And,
you know,
I think
project managed
the
professional.
industry forcing me into that place kind of helped me.
Anyways.
become that. You know what I mean?
I heard like
A lot of the
babies
dudes
crying. I heard
were either doing
motorcycles
their
in the
own thing or too busy to
background. I
work
heard
with me or didn't
horns
wanna work with me.
honking.
So then I had to go out and
I
find
heard
new
like
talent.
people
So I was
friggin'
constantly at
yelling.
skate parks
It was
and just keeping
insane.
my eye out.
And the
you
baby
know, I
wouldn't
started
stop
to get a
crying.
reputation and people would hit me
And I
up,
swear to
like,
God, she had like
some
she
stuff
was there with like the
video
baby,
or
and I wasn't like an
we're
asshole, but
working
it was
on
just
So
like
as time
times
went
were
on,
fucking
that
hard,
was just
man.
kinda like my spot, my place. And I'm really happy that
Man.
happened, actually.
So that happened organically.
Totally organic.
Because sometimes when you start a YouTube, because I tell pros all the time, I tell people who come in, I'm like, just start a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to vlog, you don't have to be one of these
Of course,
guys.
the baby was
"Hey,
crying. Yeah, it was
You
just
could
too
upload
much.
footage. You could I mean, you're uploading.
And then
on
the
Instagram,
honking,
right?
and then you hear this
But
guy
clips
like,
in,
oh,
right?
blah, 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 blah.
There's a whole universe that lives on YouTube.
Like,
You're
what?
missing out on a
What is
huge
this?
audience.
Probably the biggest one, too.
Probably the biggest.
Yeah, and they're very
No, I've
committed
never
and
been to
great
India. I mean, I'd like
parents.
to go to India
They
for
love
sure. I
us.
would.
And I do believe that
We gotta
you
go to the
could
friggin'
actually build a
Kailasa temple,
solid
man.
community on YouTube. I don't think you could do that on Instagram.
And
or
the caves,
TikTok
the
or any
Kailasa
other
caves.
places.
It's not the
really-
same
It's not the same, man.
at all.
Yeah.
Everyone thing is like their own universe. Completely separate.
Did
The
you have a
basalt
schedule back then when you started? Like
stone
when you started
castle
making, like
carved
post every
out
day
of
or every
the
other couple days or every Monday or whatever it was?
At that time,
Earth?
I, all the clips, the length didn't matter.
New
I've
Delhi.
been through the whole gamut
Man.
of different changes in YouTube. So my way to do it was I would just call them clips
It was
of the day.
it was crazy.
That's right. Yeah.
You
clips
know,
of the day.
How-
clips of the
how
day.
did they, like,
and they
how
would just
did
be
they-
like almost like an Instagram clip is now, just a real short clip.
Capitalism has just
kinda
gone
show
too far,
everyone,
man.
like one trick, and those did really
mean, I
well for
love
a long
Indians.
time. But then as
not
YouTube
about
started to
Indians.
change, the links started to increase and everything just shifted.
Can we have?
So I've had to
Can this
evolve
mother
and try
not
so many
have to
different ideas
work?
throughout the years. And if you go through my old videos, you can watch the evolution.
Talking to someone on the
how
other side
it
of
all
the world.
changes,
Yeah.
which is very fascinating. And I talk
Can't
to
you
all
just,
the
like,
new
not go
YouTubers
home?
now all the time about it. I'm like, just get ready for change.
I'm not saying that
Know
women
this
should
is a
go
thing,
home with
know
their
you're gonna
children.
burn
I'm just
out.
saying, like, if you're
Just when
pregnant,
you burn out,
you
just
should
take a
get
break.
some money
It's
from
not
the
a big deal.
government,
Not the end of the world.
so they don't have
if you
to
come
do
back,
that.
it's different.
Like, I mean,
Gotta start something
everyone's a
new.
baby at one point, right? Like,
Was there a
it's
certain
insane.
time in YouTube that you loved the most? Like, I know that's a weird question,
Too
maybe,
much,
but
man.
maybe was there a time
And
where
the
you're
guy,
like,
just
oh,
the
man,
guy in the
this is-
background was just
this
the
is my
worst.
shit
Just
right here.
I think it's all for
All the
different.
advertisers
Yeah.
were pumping money.
He's seen some money coming in. Like, yeah, I'm loving
He was,
this.
he was the
Well, it
loudest
seems
of,
like it was-
of everything.
I mean, you're posting like shorter clips back
There
then.
was the
Do you make
motorcycle,
money on
was the
stuff like that
honk.
now?
Not as much.
Many honks.
No, like the long form
There was a crime
content
baby,
is
that guy
where it's
was
at.
just so
If
loud.
you can make a longer video,
It's like so
and it's
obnoxiously loud.
engaging, you can place more ads on it,
Inconsiderate.
so you make more money.
And I believe that YouTube wants those out there because they make more money as well.
Sorry, man, that's so
And they
rich. Like,
keep
I love
people
India.
on their
I love
website.
India. I
So
love
if you have a
Pakistan.
powerful piece that
Love
keeps them
Afghanistan.
trapped watching it, then they're like, oh, push
I
that.
love everyone.
Get it out there. Like
Love
your guys'
Israelis.
show. It's
Watch,
perfect.
well, watch time is very interesting because here's the thing. Sorry to hold that thought. Because like we have a 2-hour show plus, right?
What?
The normal.
It's just I
watch
can't
time
get
on
stop
that
boosted.
is
I can't
not,
stop getting boosted.
maybe 35 minutes.
Yeah.
People come back, they go away, they come back, they go away, they come back, and so, it's interesting because it's on a 15-minute video. A watch time of 10 minutes is huge.
Yeah.
So our
Yeah,
gap
it's
is a
too
little
much.
different.
Oh,
It's a
it
little
is.
different for like a 2-hour show.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh no, so I was going off like what's the sweet spot based on like the timing of the video. So like you're just saying like is it 10 minutes or is it 30 minutes or even longer? You know what I
I
mean?
mean, I don't
What's
mind
the-
hearing
where like this is gonna maximize from ad space
Hindi
or whatever
or
it may be. Is there like a specific
Tamil
time?
or
Or are you
whatever.
even thinking about all that?
Not whatever,
I've
but
talked to a
like,
lot of different people, and for me personally, I just try to make a
I don't know
video
if Sikh is
over 8
language.
minutes, which is very hard.
Putting
You know.
one ad in there?
but just
Well,
the way
no,
he was
'cause
saying it,
after
man.
8 minutes, then you can place ads wherever you want.
I know, but I'm saying like how many
was
ads?
just
You don't
his
want to
delivery.
oversaturate it with ads because
Well,
then your shit just
just
gets
too
people
much.
get pissed off.
Well,
they'll
the
leave,
thing,
right?
well, the thing also is though is that YouTube doesn't
Just like
show every ad
yelling
you place.
Oh, interesting.
So
Pretty
you
much
place
into the same
ads, and they're
microphone
just gonna
that
show,
the other
like,
lady
when
was
they think
talking
they
into.
should.
Like, it's too much.
They're like, hey,
They want the people to watch the video.
we're gonna give you an opportunity to place them somewhere, but we
Yeah.
might not be playing them there.
Okay, but let's
Disaster.
for you have a 9-minute video. Where how many ads you placing in there?
It depends, but you know, I tend to go like every 2 or 3 minutes just to see.
Now, have
Yeah.
you ever gotten people in the comments saying, "Oh man,
I had to
keep
pay
getting these
$500
I think
for
in the
that test.
beginning, when they would
So much
just
it
show
costs
them
a
when you
project
want it,
management professional
yes, they would
test.
say that,
Cost
but I never
$500.
get
I
comments
failed the
anymore.
first
So you're
time.
telling me, in our audience,
I have 2 more attempts.
if I'm placing every 2 minutes for an ad break.
I don't know about your guys' videos.
It's like an international-
listen to this.
It's an
We're not going to place
American
2 minutes. It's all about.
project
You have
management.
a 9-minute video.
PMI.org.
2 to 3 minutes, let's just say. 2, 4, 6, 8. So 4 ads, right? Now those ads may not be filled.
Exactly.
So you may only get 1 ad.
I don't know. I think I'm getting hustles
Or
out
you
of
may get
$500. I don't think it's gonna help me find a job.
It's a crapshoot.
It's
That's
a
what you're
crapshoot,
saying.
basically, yeah.
But whatever.
So you don't even know.
The ship's
No.
going down.
But you're trying to maximize. I mean, obviously, you're trying to maximize. You work hard, man. You
Yeah.
should.
Come on,
Yeah, it's
man.
interesting. Because I don't want to. We're us. We put our ads every 30 minutes. Or
Every
something
30
like that.
minutes.
So.
Which
20
I'm sure
to 30
they play
minutes.
all those.
I don't know. I don't know. But
Yeah.
I don't want to oversaturate
Oh
and
my
make
god, guys! I think I'm
just
gonna have
it
to play
unwatchable.
fucking Bunker
Yeah,
or some
like a
shit.
detour, like, you know what, I'm good.
Another ad, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I look at a channel like yours. I'm like, you work hard, you deserve that.
Yeah.
Like we work hard, maybe we deserve that too. You know.
It's too
But
much.
people out there, they don't realize. You know, they just think, oh, another ad. You know what I mean,
That's why you gotta get the premium.
I have that.
Me too,
That's
and-
why I don't know how many ads. I watch a Nigel video and I get no ads.
No
That's beautiful.
ads.
How does that work though? Do you you still get?
Yeah, he gets premium.
Yeah, we get paid. Yeah.
Okay.
So if someone watches it through premium, we make some money.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how comparable it is, but
It's
we,
probably not.
we still get
It's
paid.
probably not even that comparable.
Yeah, but if you're trying to pay for premium and you don't want ads, how is that? What is that? I don't get it. Like, how are you still seeing the ad if you're?
No,
No,
you're
no,
not. You're not. But
seeing
he's
that.
but he's still getting a piece of that
The
person's.
Yeah.
subscription.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is true. Anyone that does not have YouTube Premium, please get it. It is worth it.
Or if you don't have YouTube Premium and you love the guy's content or girl's content you're watching, watch the whole commercial.
Yes.
Because then you get the maximum. It's actually, you know, you get paid by, you know, if they skip the ad in 5 seconds, you get way less money.
Way less.
How much is
So
premium?
it really does help us a lot.
It just got raised. It's like,
$10?
I think it's no. I think it's like 18, 19 bucks now.
Wow. Paying that
I
much
just got
money?
notified.
What?
It was like $12.99, I think, or
$20
$11.99.
Yeah, I
And it went-
remember.
American
I think I
to
got an email
YouTube.
saying
Go
it's
fuck yourself.
$18.99.
Now, what does that come
Like,
with?
fuck you,
Besides, like, no
Google.
ads.
You could on your phone. I know it sounds silly,
Motherfuckers.
but like you could like right now I could just play it and it would out loud. And
Are
my
you
phone's
serious?
You could turn your phone off.
Like, I could turn my
I have
phone- not
every
off,
ad
but, like,
blocker
Well,
on
I mean, you could,
YouTube.
like-
Fuck
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Click a power button.
Yeah,
I mean,
and-
you know, turn it.
not
And it'll still keep playing.
It'll play the audio. out
$20
loud.
American
Listen to music
doll-
and stuff
$20
like that out loud, instead of,
American
like, having
dollars.
the app open all the time. Like on the
Jesus
screen.
What
Christ,
else?
man. A month.
You can
Okay,
download videos in high quality.
That's true. I mean, it cooks you
Like
dinner.
it's insane.
Yeah.
Tells you when.
$18,
Hey!
bro. $18.
It just makes me so angry.
That's a big deal, bro.
But so is Netflix.
While
so
the
is, and
America's
here's the thing,
literally
Dad,
falling
is I-
apart.
It's cheaper than that.
Well, dude, I'm on.
It's just,
YouTube all the
it's just
time.
gonna, it's like,
Guy, I have it on my Apple.
it's
I
too
can see the
much,
people that are
man.
very into YouTube, they can make that make sense.
There's
I
a lot
can't
of
make
people like that,
$18.99
too.
make
If
sense.
I had to watch every commercial, I would go crazy. I would jump off my balcony because like it's just, it is so much. I watch you.
balcony.
I watch you.
Ad pops up. Oh fuck this!
I'm on the
Runs and jumps off
I'm
the
on the
balcony.
first floor too. I get a little ankle sprain, but you know, it's it's a lot. I watch YouTube all the time. I'm a YouTube guy. I'm constantly on YouTube.
So it makes sense for you.
Oh, 100%. I'm down to pay for it.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't watch it.
I don't. Not as much as I. If I was watching it like you guys, I'd probably entertain it. But yeah.
Yeah.
I got an Apple TV. I got mad other subscriptions that I'm trying to pay.
Okay, so let's go back to hooking, finding the talent for these,
fuck off.
up-and-coming kids and stuff like that, and giving them a platform to put their parts on, and your whatever you were doing with them, skate-wise.
Well, in the beginning, it was real easy because clips of the day, you just meet up with someone, film one clip.
Yeah.
Oh, woo, there you go.
Yeah.
Get some views. They're hyped. But as time went on, I had to like start evolving that, doing like games of skate, or like this person kills this skate park, or just a lot of different things.
You're
like,
thinking of more content, just different stuff.
Yeah, different styles, different things, stuff that works better.
You're still putting out one video a day at this point?
I did that probably for like 6 months to a year, and then it started to get really hard, and then I started to slow down in that and just kind of figure out ideas that I wanted to do, and because in that time it's like you weren't really sure how often you could upload. If you still uploaded too much, then videos didn't get viewed. So it's still like that today. It's like you got to figure out a sweet spot of like how many you should upload a week.
Right.
So
That's what I was going to ask. Like, did that benefit you, like doing the one a day?
For then, yeah,
Why?
and like how the content was, it worked really well. All those videos got lots of views. But as time started to change and vlogging came into the picture, that changed everything. Because then people wanted to know who I was, and who these skaters were. And how we are as skaters, or how we were anyway. We didn't really like talking to the camera or telling our stories or what was happening. It was very awkward and hard at first, and it took a lot of time to kind of like find skaters who were willing to do it and see all of us grow as a community and people, period. Now it's like you can point a phone or camera at just about anyone, and they're like, "Oh, I'm vlogging. Okay, yeah, what's up? Hey, how's it going?" It's like a very natural thing.
Wait, your
It's totally
audience was
normal.
requesting that?
Yes, like a lot of people started asking for vlogs and days in the life and who you were and behind the scenes.
Oh, so
That's
dumb.
where YouTube was going at the time as well.
Yes.
Going the vlog route, And you happily, maybe not happily, but you did it. You started to vlog, you started to put yourself out there.
In the beginning, it was really hard because at that time I was still shooting with like big, heavy cameras. And to do a vlog, you have to shoot all damn day with a 5 to 10 pound camera. It was
Pointed
killing.
at you.
I pointed at me or whoever, following them, filming every little thing. It was a nightmare. So, I started to try and do it with GoPros and smaller cameras. And
What?
the
Why?
quality wasn't there yet, so they didn't really come out that well. I wasn't really happy with them. But, back then at that time, we were starting to film with our phones, and I was like, the iPhone 7 or 5 or whatever it was way back. And I'd look at it and be like, no, it's not ready yet.
Seriously.
Can't do it. So I didn't start using my phone for a while.
You were waiting.
I was waiting.
You knew.
I knew. I did. Very early on. Like iPhone 4, I was like, it's almost there, but not quite yet. And right around, it was the iPhone 7.
That's what it was.
That phone came out, and I started looking at it, and I kept this very secret for years. I did not tell anyone I was shooting on my phone.
Unless they saw you out in the wild shooting on your
No,
phone.
even then, they're like, oh, when are you going to pull your camera out and start filming? Like, oh, I'm not doing that today. And I just kept
You
it
just
secret.
really?
Yeah.
But then a YouTube video would come out.
It wouldn't matter. They wouldn't
they
believe
didn't
it.
know.
They wouldn't believe it. They just wouldn't believe it. Like, how could you be making these amazing videos on your phone?
Why did you want to keep it a secret?
Because I think it's smarter for us to have secrets as creators and who we are.
Man,
Magician never
I'm rusty
reveals
as
his
fuck, man.
I got lots of them, and they're not coming out. It's a lot smarter for us,
Well, I think at the end of the day, too, like you want to, give people, you want to be there for people that want to do it, right?
Yeah.
But at
No,
the same
like,
time,
I'm not playing this
every
level.
magician has his secrets.
It's very important.
I'm not gonna-
And even like back in
Like, the only way to play Love YOLO everything, I think, is the only way.
And all that back then, like I had a name called Secret Squirrel.
Yeah.
I've always had my secrets.
No doubt.
Like me and Paul would go out and film tricks and not tell anyone. And they'd be like, "Oh, what do they do?
Look
What
at
do
that.
they do?
That's
What
the only
do
way
they
to
do?"
really
They're
play
all
this level
like,
without
"Rats,
losing your
I don't even
mind.
know."
Wait, do you know what SHS
No,
stands
it's too
for?
much.
I was about to say, they still
No,
got
it's too
secrets.
I
much.
wasn't part of it, so they wouldn't tell me.
Tell you?
No.
We're gonna get Paul wasted here. We're gonna get it out of it.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, they had a little crew at SHS, and they will not say what that means. So we're dying to know.
Yeah,
We're
me and
gonna
Paul.
figure it out sooner.
Me and Paul definitely got into our secrets, and we still have them. And I think it's fun. Like I don't tell anyone my middle name.
Okay.
It's a secret.
Okay.
So it's just something that's weird and goofy, and I don't know why.
Nigel, Jeff, Alex. So iPhone 7 comes out. Boom, that's when you made the switch. You don't tell anybody.
I
You're
don't tell
filming.
no one.
People will catch on sooner or later, right?
It took years.
Yeah.
Took until recently I started to people finally started catching on, and now a handful of people will use their phones. But typically it's like most people don't have the proper training in filming, period. It's like when you look at your phone, you have to treat it like it's a Red camera. You can't just be like, oh yeah, I'm filming my phone, it's gonna be a great YouTube video, yeah, this is gonna be awesome. No, it's not gonna be like that.
You got to be a little bit more.
You gotta know what you're doing.
If you want, anybody can film, but you got to know what you're doing to make it look right.
I hate
Well,
this
and
level.
plus editing too.
It might be the last time I ever play this level.
Edit well, or they try to edit it. It just doesn't come out
It's very, editing is meticulous, and it's
Like, what
it's
a
not,
fucking
for me, it's
retarded
not really, it's become more fun again, but I have my know-how to make it fun again, but it's not really that fun. It's not.
I hate editing.
It's very tedious.
So you're filming these kids now. Now, let me ask you a question. Let me bring it back really quickly because YouTube's up and down with the algorithms and trying to keep up, and
It's changed so many times.
it's a grind. You have to really kind of figure it out, and it's like it sucks. It sucks when all of a sudden you're spiking and everything's going well, and then you're dipping, and you start questioning yourself. You're like, is this going right? What are we doing? How can I make this better? Blah, 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 blah. But sometimes it's just the algorithm needs to work itself out as well, too, because they're always dialing it in.
Yeah.
Does that play a part in, mental health as well, to try to, figure out, I'm the one I'm the problem.
Yeah.
Not YouTube. I'm the problem.
I've gone crazy quite a few times trying to think of that, and got
This is
depressed
so dumb, man.
and didn't know why a certain video would do well and another one wouldn't. And there's so many different factors that have to do with why one video does well and one doesn't. And we just went through a big weekend with X Games, right?
Sure.
So you have to be aware when something big is uploading.
Right.
Because if something big's uploading, that's going to take all those views.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or is it going to add to the views?
It can and it can't. So it's a crapshoot. It's a gamble. The best for me is when no one's uploading nothing.
Really?
For me, for sure.
Here's
If
the thing.
no one's uploading anything good and I drop some heat,
It goes.
blows
After
up.
4 years, I have a segment called "I'm Glad I'm Not Me" on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And me and Tim Olson do it. And we filmed one. It's Elliot Sloan's Sloan Yard Mega Ramp thing, and we're just like, oh, we'll put it out now because X Games is happening, and it's probably going to drive traffic because people are searching for X Games.
Yeah.
And not uploading the video for 4 years on my YouTube channel. I mean, I think it's at 50K right now.
Yeah, it did great.
So,
But that was tied into X Games.
It is
right?
tied into X Games.
Yeah.
right, but you're saying that wouldn't do well for you.
But what if
But
it's
my
not?
stuff wasn't tied into X Games.
Exactly.
Oh, did I just miss it? Was I too slow?
It's
Fuck.
tied into what's
I was too
going
slow.
big.
To a degree.
Gotcha.
Damn it.
If you were
That was a
at
really good
X
attempt,
Games,
though.
that would be the.
Everything was perfect. I think I was just too
It'd
slow.
have to be a really good piece, though, still.
Okay.
Like, you
Damn
can't
it.
just go there and film some BS and expect it to blow up.
That's
Yeah.
it.
But you don't do
I could probably
Try
move a
not
little
to.
closer out.
I try to focus on each piece and make sure that
That's fine.
I try to put everything up, and it all is something I would want to watch again. You know,
Right.
I don't want to put up something and I'm like,
I was like a few frames too slow.
You would be proud of it.
yeah, exactly. As an artist and someone who's trying to build something that's a legacy, I think that's very important for us. I don't just try to regurgitate or put up something that I'm not hyped on. I'm definitely guilty of it in the past when I wasn't as solid as a human, or I was going through something mentally or physically or whatever it was. But when you're in a good spot, you should put that time in and wait, even if you have to wait to get enough good content and put out something that you are proud of. And that being said too, is that for me now personally, it's like when I upload something, I don't get bummed if the video doesn't do well.
Okay.
I'm like, I know this video's good, I like it, it's gonna do what it does. And sometimes I don't look at the views, don't look at the comments, don't look at the likes, nothing. I just let it ride. And I'll come back and look at it and I'm like, oh, that one did great. Cool, I'm happy. Sometimes I look back and I'm like, that video did horrible. But I still love it.
Right,
It was a good video.
What's your upload schedule right now? What are you doing?
Right now, I'm doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I'm skipping the weekends because right now Battle of the Barracks is going on. So I think uploading during the weekend, they're gonna suck all the views out. So I don't upload on Saturday or Sunday.
You know, we're in such a niche market, so to speak.
We are.
And there is a ceiling to it too. I talk about it all the time on the show, but yes, I could see what you're saying. The Battle of the Barracks is sucking the views out there because those
On
are
the weekends especially.
for sure,
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to Dan Corrigan, and he uploads a video every day. Which
Yeah.
I think is nuts. I think
That
he's,
is
I,
nuts.
I think he's out of his mind.
It's very, very hard to do that, but Dan has had a ton of success, and I'm super proud of what he's accomplished in such a short period of time. He's so driven. And, you know, me and Andy were trying to talk to him about doing it for a while, but he's a very smart person, Dan is. He's all into strategy. He's all about chess. So I think he watched us and everything that everyone did, and he figured it out way before he started. And then he's like, okay, this is what I'm going to do.
And
he
I-
executed it perfectly.
When I spoke to him about it too, he was like, I've tried everything. I've tried 1 day a week, I've tried 3 days a week, I've tried 4 days, I've tried but every day is my sweet spot. And that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, damn, you are crazy, motherfucker.
It's,
Does he edit? He doesn't do a lot of editing to his videos, does he?
He kind of films off the hip and just kind of puts it out there.
I mean, it seems like he just has the rhythm of doing it. Like, he just goes out and films, puts it out, maybe cuts some stuff here and there. But it's all,
He edits them, but I think he's just very, very good at knowing what he's gonna say. Because a lot of his videos are dialogue, and he's a master at it.
okay.
So he knows how to tell a story and get the skating in there, and like he's just very good at producing his content. And I think it's amazing what he's accomplished. And you know, he has a huge fan base now, and he did it so fast.
How long
In
has
a
he been
very-
doing it, you think?
2 years.
Wow.
In a very competitive environment.
Yeah.
And he's killing it. So I'm very happy he's part of the Pal Peralta crew.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're all working together. 'Cause
Yeah.
it makes all of our lives easier when there's more people killing.
I'm sure. So you can lean on for like advice. Obviously, you've been in this game for a while. They'd be leaning on you.
Well, we lean on each other, you know.
Yeah.
Dan's helped me quite a bit too, you know. Yeah, because, you know, I'm not as good at talking in front of the camera as he is or, like, explaining things, and I've learned a lot from him.
Right.
So, you know, there's always things you can learn from everyone. We should always be a student, never a master. That's a very...
Oh my gosh, I'm probably gonna have a dinner break. I'm gonna keep the stream open, but I'm probably gonna get some food, I
Always
think.
going back to that humble point of view.
Really
of, like,
rethink
looking at someone
everything.
new coming up and what they're doing and figuring out what they're doing, and if you can implement anything they're doing into what you're doing, it's great, you know? And when you become too rigid and don't want to change, then you're probably not going to last very long.
Especially in an ever-changing place like YouTube, you have to kind of take everybody's kind of insight.
You have to.
and
If you're
mold it into
smart.
your own. Yeah.
If you're smart.
One thing I want to know, because I want to dive more into your and Paul Rodriguez's relationship, but one
Cool.
thing that I want to talk to you about right now is people have this misconception sometimes about YouTube and the monetization that happens there, and some people think, you know, they don't even know anything about the monetization, and other people think that it's like, you know, you're a millionaire, right? You know, you get $100,000 a month or whatever. Has anybody wanted to film with you but get paid?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Well, I mean, I get hit up about it all the time, you know? People hit me up and like, oh, how much you paying these guys to film? Like, what's going on? And you know what I mean? And sometimes if a video is sponsored or like, you know, when I was doing videos for Network A, I had a budget to pay guys. You know, or if, you know, a video does insanely well, yeah, I'll pay them. But
Really?
Yeah, typically it's like they don't make, they probably make about enough money for me to go out and film them and for me to pay my bills.
That
So fast.
Yeah. So, you know, not too often do the videos like just boom, you know, because you guys know too, you guys are running the same hustle basically. It's like, it's not as easy as everyone thinks. You know, you got to get like 1 million views to make a lot of money. And that doesn't happen very often in skateboarding.
No.
So,
And it's also hard to break it down too, because I can go on your channel and look and see, oh, this one got this many views, this one has this one, oh, this one, and you can kind of come up with a number in your head, but it's a made-up number because we could be doing the exact same thing. Your CPM the cost per 1,000 views that you get. Your CPM could be way different than my CPM.
All right, I think it's dinner time.
It's really bizarre how that works. And
Dinner
who knows
time.
how the hell they even come up with that number? Because you could be getting like $12 per 1,000 views, and I could be getting like $8. So it's like really bizarre.
The average is 4.
The average is 4. That's what
Yeah.
that's what you on your channel.
No,
or just in general.
That's just the general average is $4.
Okay.
So-
Ours is like 40. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, so you're making a lot of money.
I wouldn't say that.
I know this is maybe an obvious but dumb question. I don't know. How do you figure out
That's
who
what
gets
we
what?
don't know.
Like why?
There's
don't know.
no family-friendly content for sure. No cussing.
Yeah.
All that stuff that matters. Probably bumps that up a little bit because they can push it out to a wider audience.
I try not to cuss. I try not to show anything that's like,
Yeah.
above PG-13 or anything like that. I try to keep it all pretty family friendly,
Right.
because I have a lot of kid viewers. I have a lot of like parents watching with their kids. I want to make sure that everyone can watch my videos and no one gets offended.
It's smart.
Occasionally some cuss words will slip through there. I'm really trying not to cuss for you guys. I want to keep
Appreciate
it
that,
clean.
man. Thank you, dude. We're gonna get a best CPM ever.
Yeah.
Wholesome.
Yeah, I want to keep everyone watching it, and I don't want anyone to be like, oh, he said the F-bomb. Got to turn it off. Little Johnny can't be learning those words.
Right. Man.
Little Johnny, they are out there.
They are.
They are. Well, better learning from us than anybody else out
why
there.
not?
You know what I mean?
Not?
But so people have been like, hey, I'm down to come out and film with you. How much are you going to pay me?
There's been a couple, but not really that much. Not really.
funny.
I think they all understand. I think it's the truth, though. There are.
I mean, after the fact, if that thing goes nuts, I promise to break you off a little something. If I get 10 million views, we'll break you
Oh
off.
my God! For sure.
Yeah, that's
So
what I'm saying.
I think in
after
general,
after the fact, but not before.
Yeah.
back me up on this, or maybe you could even have a different opinion of this. Like maybe for 1 million views, we're looking, and it's rough estimate, but like $4 grand.
It could be, yeah, but it could
could
be a
be-
lot
it could
more.
be a lot more,
Could be a
though.
lot less.
Right.
So
That's
it's
the weird
pretty
part about it.
crazy.
Let me use this as an example. So Tyshawn just ollied the car I think we all saw the other day,
Yeah.
right? You upload that, and it's whatever, like 20 seconds, right? That thing gets 10 million views in a matter of 48 hours.
Are we talking about a YouTube short or actually like
Wherever you feel that would go.
A YouTube short would not make a lot of money.
Not at all.
$200?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's too short.
YouTube Shorts, those are the ones that will get 40 million views. We have a Tony Hawk video that got it's way past 30 million.
I remember
views.
we talked about this.
And we only got paid like a couple $100 for that thing. If we got we'd be in
This
a
is
new
where it
tax.
gets confusing.
We'd be in a new tax bracket if that thing got 30 million
On the-
views
on the
on our
regular-
channel
right,
right now.
right.
I'd be wearing a gold watch. I'd be paying my car gold. You know what I'm saying? I'd have a little diamond in my tooth. You know what I mean?
So 40 million views would get
I mean, what's 40 million? Listen, as a conservative thing, let's times 4,000.
Oh,
What's
okay.
40 million times
Times
10,000?
times 4.
Times 4,000.
40 times 4,000.
Anybody?
It's
doing
16 something.
Yes.
I don't know.
Not 16.
No,
160,000.
100.
160,000.
I don't know. I'm
What? Come on.
Yeah, higher than that?
Come
I'm
on,
gonna plead
guys.
the fifth
Hold
on this.
Hold on. And this is
I
just
can't
a-
remember. What'd you
can't
say
be
it was?
higher.
This is
Well,
just an
I don't remember.
estimate.
I heard like 4 numbers. I didn't know.
40. Hold on.
Okay.
40 million times
4,000.
No, is it times 4,000? 40 million times
I'm
4,000?
pleading the fifth.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I'm tripping.
1.6 E11. What the fuck does that mean?
1.6 million. 1.6 million?
No, that's not.
I think it's 160,000.
Yeah, that's
I
what
think
I
it's
said,
160,000.
So 40 million.
That's just for one fucking clip, though.
160,000.
That's amazing.
Just think about Mr. Beast, man.
Yeah.
He's getting 75 million views. He's getting. No, I don't think that's right. I think it's 1.6 million.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
For 40 million views on regular YouTube.
Wow. Damn.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of views, though.
40 million.
It's a lot of views.
Yeah,
Wait.
a lot of
So how do
views.
they monetize that based on, like, so say, for instance, you didn't get to that number 4 months from then. You know what I mean? That not in a matter of a month.
Right.
You got this. You
It
got
all
this
adds
in a
up.
matter of, like,
It all adds up. I mean, the beauty of YouTube is you're making money on that video forever.
right. Okay.
So 1 month it could get, 1,000 views.
Right.
The next month it could go viral,
Okay.
and it could just take off. and then later down the line, you could still be getting residuals from it.
Crazy.
It's a weird world, man. It's a weird world.
So you're still getting paid from videos back in the day?
Yeah, not a whole lot,
Right.
but it all adds up.
It
I
does.
have almost 3,000 videos. Wow. So and they all trickle in a couple cents.
But
So
3,000 videos
3,000
times a couple cents.
no, but
Yeah.
listen, imagine you have 3,000 videos. Even if each video made $1 that month,
Oh
that's
my
$3
God.
grand.
I wish that every video made $1.
So it's
but
not
it
as-
is,
is
it's
it-
like cents.
Is it as
Hey.
lucrative as it once was, or is it like tougher now for you to make money?
It depends on how much I work.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And I like making my videos now a lot. And it's not very hard, but I'm in a very good place mentally, physically, and I like my workflow. I could potentially bang out 5 videos a week if I'm really driven. You know, I could start getting on that Dan Corrigan level, but I just don't want to do that. You know?
What?
Right.
I always hear Chris talking about it, and I love seeing this evolve. But like cover pages, thumbnails.
Oh my God, they're so important.
What is there anything that you do personally that thinks that works?
I just try to capture a very catching thumbnail that has good contrast or just a good background, not too much going on, and that tells and shows what's really in the video. You don't want it to be too clickbaity. You don't want your fans to be discouraged. You want to put something in there that is really in there.
I saw
that just went up today. We should watch that. That's a perfect example.
Christopher Hyatt
Christopher-
gets popsicle.
credit carded right there.
Now you ditched the verbiage on there. You ditched the putting words on the thumbnail.
Yeah, I go back and forth. You know,
I mean, very
I'll bounce
rarely
around.
though. Come on, look.
Yeah,
okay,
it's
listen,
been a
finish,
while. Yeah.
But you used to have your own font. You used to have everything. I mean, you used to every video.
Yeah.
That's how it was kind of. You knew it was an NKA video.
Yeah.
Was that font?
I'm like all about the evolution, you know, even like the way I dress, the
Fair
way
enough.
I do everything. I like to still be a normal human. You
Fair
know,
enough,
I don't
yeah.
want to like always look exactly the same. You know, like some of the other YouTubers like Andy Schrock always wears a red shirt.
I would.
He's like a video game character at this point. You know what I mean? For me, I'm not going to do that to myself. You know, I like to go out in public and not be recognized. You know, a lot of the times when I'm out in public, the only way people recognize me is they'll hear my voice. And then they'll run up to me like, "Oh, Nigel, it's you. What's up, dude?" And, you know, that's fun. That's cool. Like, I just got recognized walking at the beach, and they didn't even know who I was until they heard my voice.
Oh, wow.
And they ran up, and my mom's like, "What was that about?" I was like, "Oh, Mom, I'm famous."
Your mom's famous, Mom.
Yeah.
Come on, what's up, Mom?
And my niece too. My niece was like, "Why did they come up to you?"
Yeah.
You know, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm famous."
These are the font that I was talking about.
Yeah,
that was
the
what made an
OGs.
NKV. But
Yeah.
fair enough. You know, I mean, the evolution is good, and the
For me,
changing
it's
stuff,
fun.
for sure.
You know, and I embrace change instead of getting stuck.
And
in
you
it.
know that's not going to make or break your video. You know what I'm saying?
If I
Like,
change the font, no. But the thumbnail is very important.
Right.
Like someone's face who's noticeable. Like, I mean, Andy's face for sure. It's like, you see Andy's face on a video. They're like, "Oh, it's Andy. Yeah, I'm gonna watch
Yeah,
that."
I'm gonna click it.
You know what I mean? But like, if it's a good skate trick, it is pretty tough to get a good skate trick thumbnail a lot of the times. Because you got to get it, and you got to have the background not too crazy, and it's got to be perfect.
Unless you're
You know?
popsicling your
Yeah.
board.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
That video's doing pretty good right now.
You popsicles it. You're like, that was perfect.
I already knew. I already knew when it happened. The only thing though is like when that happened, I was very concerned for Chris.
Yeah.
I kept filming, but I was like, "Dude, are you okay?" And he got up. He walked around. You can see it in the video. He's okay. And I was happy to put it in the video because he was okay. If he got really hurt, I probably wouldn't have done
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
You have to run it
That's-
by him and be like, "Yeah, dude, is this okay? Like, I don't want to
Yeah.
put you out there." But
Yeah, but for YouTube, and like Jackass, and Jackass is part of skateboarding. That's kind of like a Jackass moment,
For sure.
And he's fine.
Good. Glad to know.
Yeah, dude. We talked about it too because the board landed, so it was like the big flat part of his old school board because he skates old school boards.
Yeah.
What if he would have landed the flat part down and he landed on the point?
Right.
He would not have been okay. We would have been going to the ER.
He would have been bleeding.
He would have been done.
That
So
is
thank
not-
God that didn't happen.
Jeez, dude.
Yeah. Because that
It would
tail
have been a
would've
hell of a
gone
thumbnail,
anywhere.
though. It would have been a hell of a
I
thumbnail.
would not have put that out, dude. If someone gets seriously hurt, like I don't, it's just too much, you know?
Yeah. No, I feel
Yeah.
I'd be like, hell yeah. That's some good clicks right there, right now.
God.
That's some good clicks right now. Have you talked to Andy Schrock about anything YouTube related? Because I think his story is fascinating.
Yes.
And what he's done in the YouTube universe.
It's
as a
incredible what he did.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? I'm super hyped for him and everyone that's associated with him because, you know, they took the YouTube route and, you know, kind of showed everyone in skateboarding. It's like, hey, no one knows who we are except through YouTube.
And they're
we're
probably
gonna
selling the
kill it
most
on
boards
it.
out of every company.
They were.
Yeah,
for a long
100%.
time.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Dude, I saw a video pop up this weekend. It was like 10 years of doing the Revive.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was called Revenge at first.
Yes, it was.
But I was like, the
So
way
they
they
were
put
doing
it,
that before.
Yeah.
But the way he put it out, it looked like it was like the end of an era. Did you watch the video by chance?
No.
It was like the sad
The
music.
title,
Yeah, that was
the
like
title, like it was fun. or
yeah.
something. Yeah.
Oh,
and I
man.
was like, what's happening here? And then I was like, oh. And I didn't want to be one of those guys that's like, wait, is this over? You know, people like don't
yeah.
they don't listen or watch the video.
That's
They-
smart.
yeah, but
he
they-
got everyone to watch the whole thing.
I watched it. I was one of the last videos I've seen from him. I was like, whoa, I watched the whole thing. Just and like, oh no, we're still going. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, never mind.
But
Just kidding. I was like, that's awesome.
it's fascinating what they've accomplished
It is.
in that time of just. And you're right. It's like they literally showed the skateboarding world like. This is what we did. We started filming YouTube videos. I mean, they are for kind of like beginner skaters. Kids get,
Yes.
Kids are getting in. They're learning about skateboarding through Braille and through Andy Schrock and through Revive, and then they're going on to find their favorite skater.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
they're
an
buying
evolution.
their 100%. They're
Yeah.
and they know that they're the gateway company, right?
Yep.
They supply them, but they made a killing.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, hey, we make YouTube videos. Oh, listen, people want to buy our stuff. We make a company. We made a skate park. Like the evolution of that, and they're still
It's
killing it.
fascinating.
It's
It's
fascinating. I would
fascinating.
love
Yeah.
to talk to Andy Schrock about all that
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
hopefully he comes in one day because I know you guys have talked about it before.
Yeah.
You know, and Andy's a great dude. I've hung out with him a bunch of times. Like we've helped each other over the years.
Sick.
You know,
So you
I-
have had discussions with him about
Oh
YouTube.
yeah,
Good,
we
okay.
talk all the time.
Pros would come in here and we'd be like, hey, have you heard of Andy Schrock? We'd be like, no. Who's that?" Like
Yeah.
nobody knew about this whole other universe, right?
Yeah.
YouTubers, quote unquote, I feel like sometimes they are grasping at straws. They're trying to figure out what works, what doesn't. And there's nothing wrong with experimenting.
I think it's a lot of that. You
Yeah.
know, you want to find your niche or your crew of people you work with, or if you can work with everyone, because a lot of guys won't work with certain YouTubers or certain people or certain groups, and that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? And it is how it is, you know? So I think experimenting is a very important thing, and figuring out what works for you, what kind of videos you like to do, what kind of videos your audience wants to see. You know, because with Braille, once they started doing the videos of skating all the crazy stuff, that's what everyone wants to see now.
Yeah.
You know, so it's hard for them to kind of branch out of that.
Yeah.
So for me, I realized what kind of they did and what happened with them. I was like, I kind of just want to do the videos I want to do, how I want to do them, and whoever watches them watches them. And if I work with the right people, they'll do well.
Right.
You know what I mean? I didn't really want to make something or try to do something to go viral if it wasn't something I wanted to do long term. You know what I mean? Because then you get kind of pigeonholed into doing that.
I was just
So-
about to say too, you know, you look at a Braille or an Andy Schrock, and they are really kind of like centered around, you know, the youth, right?
Mhm.
So those youth get older, so their demographic grows up, and then, like I said before, they kind of move on
They
to
evolve.
a Girl or Chocolate or a Zero or a Jamie Thomas fan, and they always have to consistently try to get new viewers.
Yep.
Like which is kind of true for every YouTube channel, right?
Everybody,
It's like, look
yeah.
at the biggest guy in PewDiePie, right? It's like he has his fan base, but now his whole fan base has grown up.
Yep.
And so he's got to continuously try to get more people.
You have to keep the new subscribers coming in, the new audience. You have to keep recreating yourself or changing what you do.
It's a
You have to,
grind.
yeah, you got to grow. That's just the way it is. It's a never-ending process. And for me, I've always embraced change and growing, so it's not that big of a deal. But for some people, it can be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Sure. And for us,
Because-
it's just skating too, which
Yeah.
is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
We have our thing.
That's why I like to stick in my style of videos of kind of like just working with specific skaters that I like and that I know like my channel and what I do. So then it's very organic, you know? And you're just showing new skating, different skater, you know what I mean? It kind of makes sense. It's like a good niche for me, and I'm happy to do it, you know?
You're killing it, man.
Thanks,
You
bro.
always
Yeah,
have
bro.
been. You've been an inspiration to a lot of people starting up their own channels and stuff like that. You know, I
Thanks.
think a lot of people that are starting, like the Dan Corrigans, they watch you and kind of take what you've done and go with it. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, you can see it too,
For
like
sure.
which guys have been inspired by me. you know?
I definitely want to talk about the Paul Rodriguez, your guys' relationship as well, because I think you guys both played an instrumental role in each other's careers. Even getting Paul on certain brands and stuff like that. So
I filmed and edited his first sponsor me video.
I love that.
So
Where did you
Paul-
guys meet?
Okay, so this is a great story. So we
They
just
ate
talked
they
about
met
this.
at Chili's, man.
We just talked about this. So the first time I heard about Paul was my friend Brandon Dubose. He skated for a rival skate shop called Valley Skate and Surf, and
know
he,
Brandon.
Brandon's awesome.
Yeah.
But he told me about
Is this a
Paul.
sponsor me tape, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. We'll play this while you're talking.
So,
Go ahead.
so this first trick, the nose blunt 270, Daywan had just done this in a video part. And he told me that Paul did it, and he was like switch training off stairs and doing switchback tails and all this stuff. And he was like a 13-year-old kid. And I was like, bullshit, there ain't no kid in the valley who's that good and he's that young. I didn't believe him. So then we had just sponsored Paul's friend Kevin Drabinski, and him and Paul had their sponsor me video, and they came over to my house. It was like November 1998, and you know, Paul's just a little dude. He's all happy. He's like super cool kid. And then we took him out skating, and he did all those tricks that same day. And I was like, wow. Okay, you're real. You're not Sasquatch. You know what I mean? So right away, it's like, you know, we were like best friends.
There's your
It
house.
just worked out. Yeah, bro. Like, that's amazing. Like, my old place was where we would skate the most. I had just graduated high school. Paul was like in school, but I think he was starting to already do homeschool. But his mom would just come and drop him off, or I'd pick him up, and we'd go to 118, and we just started skating, became friends really quick. And that's the crazy thing with skateboarding. It's age doesn't really matter that much. It's your talent level and how much you love skateboarding.
Right.
So because we both love skateboarding like more than anything, we just instantly were like really close, and we would just skate together all the time, and I would just keep filming him, and it was insane to see how good he got so fast. He would just learn a trick. It's like if he saw someone do something, he's like, oh, I could do it too. And he would just literally go and do it,
Yeah.
you know? And I remember the first time when I like really felt and knew that Paul was going to be something special was he was skating that silver LAB rail, and he like nollie crooked it, and he nollie heel nose it.
Which is LAB rail? Which one?
It's a round silver one in this video.
So one in the hallway, right?
Yeah.
Mike Mo skates a spot too in Fully Flare. Like, what are you from Big Spin down there or something?
I'm not sure if he
DMV.
did or
Yeah.
not,
DMV,
but
that's
he might
that
have.
spot.
He did something in the Lukai. Anyway, I know what you're talking about.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah. But I remember he brought it and he showed me the footage, and I was so sure of it at that point. I was like, dude, you're gonna be one of the best skaters ever. And I just knew it, you know. And I just looked at him. I was like, dude, you're really gonna do this, dude. Like,
Let's go film some YouTube videos.
Stay up.
but you know, at that time, he just
Courthouse.
kept improving more and more and more, and just never stopped.
Yeah.
This got sent to DVS. I think he was on for
Oh,
like
yeah.
that 2 seconds.
He
and then,
was,
yeah.
and then he got on
And then
action.
he got on that. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I stayed on DVS though.
Yeah. Good looks, Nigel.
I know, man.
And
But-
you helped him get on Nike as well, right?
Yes. So I was working at 118 Board Shop at the time, and the rep, Robbie Jeffers, was flowing me shoes here and there. The first pair of Nikes I ever got, I still have them, were some white Dunks. They were the Richard Molders, the white with the
Oh,
blue
sick.
swoosh.
Yeah.
I still saved them, dude, because it was the first pair I ever got.
Brand new?
Brand new.
You,
Wow,
Yeah, okay.
sick. That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I still have those, and I remember he just somehow brought up, he's like, hey, would Paul want to skate in these, or what does he think about Nike? And I was like, let me call him. So I called him, and he was sleeping, and I woke him up. I was like, hey, there's this Nike guy here. He wants to give you some shoes. And I was like, he's like, what? I was like, what do you think about that? I'm like, let's think about it. So we just kind of talked about it, and then he got Cersei involved. And
He was on S at this point?
he was on S.
Oh, wow. So you talked him out of getting out of S to get a Nike.
Well, I was a little part of it. You know, I kind of introduced the
Open
idea.
the door.
Yeah. So it was pretty crazy.
I say
you
that
know?
was, I think
And
when
look
they
at
got Paul, when they got Paul, that was the biggest thing that happened for Nike. I think
It
that
was.
changed. That really changed the game. I think for Nike.
Yeah,
in skateboarding.
that opened the door.
Yeah,
for sure.
did.
for
Because
Nike.
all the other dudes super dope, but you had like all super respected skaters, and then you got the big dog.
Right.
Yeah.
And, like,
At that
wow,
time,
yeah,
yeah, for
like,
sure.
Well, yeah,
And look what he's done on Nike since.
yeah.
10 plus shoes.
10 shoes.
Which is incredible.
20 years. It's been
Yeah.
20 years.
Yeah, and at first, if I remember correctly, they didn't really want to give him a shoe, but he was like, "I'm not signing unless you guys give me a pro shoe."
I think he talked about that on his 9 Club episode. I think he said, like, I remember him saying, that's what a pro skater strives for,
Yeah.
is a pro shoe. And if you're not going to give me one, I'm not going to sign.
Nope. I'm so happy he stuck.
Paul,
true to his
if I'm
guns.
saying this wrong, I apologize. But
Yeah,
like,
hit
I
us up.
remember, yeah,
Yeah.
remember that's what he was
I think
saying.
you're right.
Which, man, what a good move right there.
Yeah.
Huh? Could you imagine Paul Rodriguez right now with now one pro shoe?
Oh my God,
The world would be different.
Oh my God!
it would have been
He went on
way
Pro Shoe and
different.
S.
The world would have started rotating the other way.
He had a pro shoe. It was getting developed at S.
Yeah,
And-
it became a costume.
Yeah.
After.
I think he has a pair at his house somewhere.
Yeah, he had a couple. I have a pair too.
Really?
Yeah, he gave me a pair, and I was like, I'm saving these.
That's so sick.
Oh, you got a lot of memorabilia, huh?
Oh man, yeah, it's all in Washington right now.
Oh, okay.
Because I moved back up there for a bit, so I just brought everything up there. Otherwise, I'd have brought stuff in, but
No, you're good.
Chilling,
As long as you bring yourself, man. That's
Yeah.
all that matters.
cool.
So to this day, Paul owes you a big solid for that. Without Nigel,
We've helped each other so much, and we're such close friends. And him and my sister have a kid, a beautiful girl named Heaven, and she's awesome.
Yeah.
And
How was that? That must have been crazy.
I
too.
know, right?
that was
You got-
a
listen,
whole
you-
thing that was really kind of nuts.
I mean,
you know?
you guys are best friends, and then he starts dating your sister.
Yeah.
Did that put a little riff in between you guys, or was that just weird, or was it not?
I mean, okay, so the first time they met, Paul had come to stay at my house because we were going to go skate for the weekend. And at that time, I was in high school. Or no, I wasn't in high school. Yeah, I was already graduated. But my friends wanted me to go to a party. Paul's like, I don't want to go to no party. And at this time, like, I wasn't drinking or smoking or anything like that. I didn't do anything. But I still went to parties. So I thought it was fun. So I was like, Paul, I'm going to go to this party. Do you want to chill watch skate videos? He's like, yeah, sure. So I take off. My sister comes home. That's when they first met. And he's just like, whoa, what's up? But he was still a little dude.
Yeah.
So they started dating, like, I think when Paul was like 18 or 19 and she was like 21, 22. And I remember the first day he really confronted me about it. He was like getting all emotional and stuff. He's like, dude, I got feelings for your sister. I really like her. And I kind of like grabbed him by the shoulder. I was like, dude.
Snap out of it.
In a way, I grabbed him.
Snap out of it, man.
I grabbed him. I was like, wait, she's crazy, right? And he's like, I don't care. I love her, dude. I'm going to take care of her. I promise. I was like, all right, man. Yeah, you got my blessing. Like, go for it,
She's crazy.
I talked to her about this too, so I let her know. I just talked to her last night, like, hey, Rainbow, I'm gonna talk about like how you guys met and everything that happened. And she started laughing. She's like, yeah, I stole your best friend from you and had a baby. I was like, yeah, you basically did.
Hey, did you feel that way though? That she
You
stole
know-
your best friend?
At first, it was normal. Everything was fine. But as they started to like progress, because we all lived together for a second, everything was really cool. But then it eventually got to the point where, they probably wanted to have a kid. So they moved out, and I noticed it was just, we didn't hang out as much because he had to hang out with my sister. And I was like, damn, this kind of sucks, dude. And one of the other things is me and Paul would always talk about girls.
Okay.
Always.
Oh.
And then we couldn't talk about girls anymore, dude. I was like, wait, you're with my sister. I can't even talk to you about this stuff
Yeah.
anymore. What the hell? You know
You're
what I
like
mean?
plugging your ears.
So that part was pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, you know, it is what it is. You know, there were times when we were close and then not close, and like they would get in arguments and fights, and then you know we wouldn't really talk too much. But now they're doing really good, so me and Paul are really close.
Love that.
So it's
They got a
it's
beautiful,
great.
beautiful girl out of it.
Yeah.
Everything.
Heaven's amazing. So you know, I lost my friend for a bit, but it was worth it.
You guys have been through a lot, man.
Dude,
You guys have been
a
through
lot.
dude.
So much. Yeah, I mean, and
Wow, insane. Nigel is Paul Rodriguez's
30
like
years on
son's uncle.
Did you actually? I don't even think.
Now
you
they're
did.
like
Maybe I'm
blood
wrong.
related.
I
It's
haven't
so
seen
insane.
every YouTube video that you've done. You have 3,000 of them. Did you lean on Paul a lot for your YouTube videos, or not even?
Well, because I mean, for skatesite.com, we were already organically doing that. And then after it ended, of course I was hitting him up to do them, but he was so busy. So I just kind of would hit him up when it was an idea that was worth it. And you know, his schedule was so nuts all the time. I couldn't really hit him up all the time.
True.
You know, and the same thing was with like Mike Mo and like all the other famous people I knew. It's like they had their obligations that they had to do. And I wasn't going to just sit there and keep pestering them and pestering them and pestering them, because I realized it's like they're my friend first. There's someone on my channel way after that. And there's no way I wanted to destroy any friendships or potentially destroy friendships. So I've tried to be very mindful of that, you know, and be like, okay, you guys are my homies first. If you want to do a video, let's do a video. But most of the time, it's like I'll really think about the videos I'm going to do with these guys before I make it. So I bring the idea to them, and it's like, oh yeah, we should do that for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead of just like, oh, let's just film this, you know? It's like I try to think of it in depth, so I'm not wasting either of our times, you know? I want the video to do well,
True.
you know?
And Paul's such a great human being that he bends over backwards for people, man.
He really has a lot of times for a lot of people.
A lot of people.
Me
dude.
too, you know?
He
Plenty
reminds me
times.
of kind of what like a Tony Hawk situation, because Tony Hawk, as big as he is, as busy as that man is, he will make something happen for somebody. He's made stuff happen for us,
He
where
makes
he's
it happen.
driven up here just to play a video game with us. Like you know what I mean? But it was his own
Yeah.
video game, of
Yeah.
course. But it just, for me, it's like, damn, he didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
But you know why he did it? Because we're skaters, man.
Yeah.
And he wants to help out as much as he can for his fellow skater.
And that's also
who I feel Paul
why,
is.
you know, that's also why Tony and Paul are who they are.
True.
You know what I mean? Because they put in all that extra work, and we can all learn from that, you know? And they've both inspired the crap out of me for my work ethic.
Yeah.
You know, and to like really push myself and to do that extra step and to like, you know, be presentable as much as you can and to go out of your way for those special moments and those things that can really like help our whole industry. You know what I
Totally.
mean?
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Man. And it means a lot to some people. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like Tony Hawk leaves here. I'm still going on Tony. He leaves here. We say, hey, thanks, Tony. But he doesn't really know that, like, damn, that really meant a lot to us that
Yeah.
he did that, you know?
I think he does. and That's
I
why
hope
I'm
so.
saying
I hope
that-
so.
That's why he does it. I think it's gratifying to be able to do that in his position. I think you're the pioneer, like, legend in this thing, and if you make time for the people that are actually doing things in the industry and trying to push this, I'm sure he finds it like that's easy for him.
And I think Paul's the same way, too, because
sure.
at the same time, you know, he's like, whatever you guys want to do, you hit me up. I'll
Yeah.
come over. I'll do a board setup. I'll do this. He spent like 3 hours here one day just hanging out and talking about his old videos, you know?
Yeah.
And then he comes in, one call, and he's on our live shows.
The live
you know what I
show.
mean?
He
Like,
told me about that too. It was pretty cool.
He's just a great dude, man.
Yeah, he is.
He's a great dude.
He's down to do projects if he has the time.
Totally. And shout out to Spanish Mike for helping him in coordinating these things, because I know he's helping out in this whole process. So
Yeah.
big shout out to Spanish. as
Yeah,
well.
Spanish is awesome, dude.
You know what's cool is like, because I grew up seeing you in like Logic videos and stuff like that. Is your little, like the Valley had like a really great crew of skaters coming up together.
Yeah.
Like it was you, Paul, and then you had like Just In Case, Mikey Taylor.
Day in the Valley.
Okay, well, damn. He was pissed right there too.
You already know, Kelly.
Okay.
Should we name the real Valley Heads?
Well, okay, they're not, but that crew
No,
was
they come and obviously generate that energy, and they would be in the valley.
Newberry. Newberry Park. I would always go out there to skate. But
We merged.
adjacent.
We merged at one
Valley
point.
adjacent.
yeah, there was a big crew. What was that like? I mean, you guys were kind of in the forefront of skateboarding at one point. Like
it
all the
was-
younger kids.
Well, I feel like 118. We got such a big reputation, and Jerron helped a lot with that too because he introduced us to Mike Blayback, and we had this whole Valley thing in Trans World, and then everybody knew who we were,
Yeah.
not just from our video, but from that.
Mike was only around, and this was what's so crazy. Mike was only in the valley probably for like maybe 2 years, if that. And then he moved to San Diego. But in that 2 years, he made such an impact that with everybody in the valley to a degree, definitely started to kind of shine a little bit more. I think
It was
Okay.
pretty
he
amazing.
started in
Yeah.
SF, but then he worked his way into the valley, and then he worked to make his way down to DC and San Diego. Then
Yeah.
now he is who he is.
I just remember Logic 6 coming out, and that was like big door opener for you guys.
Yeah,
I feel like
that was Paul's part, right?
Paul, Mikey, and Justin.
Yeah,
They all had
that
parts
was
in
a
there.
crazy. Yeah.
Justin Case was so gnarly, bro.
So good. That dude, I think, honestly, he might have been more talented than, like, not more talented, but I would trip out how good Justin actually was.
I
how
think-
talented. He was so consistent and buttery.
Definitely.
He was one of my favorites growing up. I tripped out. On
I think if Justin would have kept skating, he would have been huge.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
He
I
was
agree.
so good. I remember telling Paul, like, when I saw his footage, I was like, this is the guy you got to compete with. I swear.
Yeah.
I was like, this dude is insanely good. He's so amazing. Like, such good style, good pop, everything, We were
He's
all very intimidated by
He
him.
was Newberry Park, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was amazing. But yeah, those old days back then, it's like our crew and their crew started skating together and everything just blew up. Spanky,
Yeah.
Van,
Yes,
Wastel, like
yes.
all of us, dude. We were all shredding together nonstop. And man,
Little
I miss those
Mikey.
times.
Damn.
Yeah,
Damn, he's a politician now, man.
great times.
That's crazy.
I looked that era of Justin right there. He looked like a little Abe right there, kind of, or like, you know what I mean? Like he had, like at that point, that's what Abe would dress like. Oh, it's so sick, dude.
Damn, OG, dude.
Wow.
Good stuff. Man.
Good old days.
Good old days. You see that?
Wait, was that El Camino?
No,
That was
I think
Newberry High, right?
It was Newberry or Moore Park.
Yeah, there was like
There's a couple different schools that
That
have the
look
same
similar,
ledges.
yeah.
Yeah.
it was like right next to the skate park, right? At
yeah.
Newberry Park, there was one
Yeah.
there.
Newberry was the one that had the OG ledges, but then they got super chunked out.
Yeah.
And then there was Thousand Oaks High that had the higher
Yeah,
version.
T.O. had the higher one.
And then there's the one way out in the middle of nowhere.
That was more like, I think, in Moore Park.
or Oxnard.
Camarillo?
Oxnard, yes,
Remember?
yes,
Do you remember the name of
Oxnard, 'cause
the
I had
school?
a line there, dude.
You
I
did
Yeah,
had
the
you did.
Nollie Crook in the back tail of the 270
360
shut.
shut, 360
Yeah, you were
shut.
the first one to tell us about that spot. And then
Yeah,
we started hitting it
that
all
was
the
from
time.
Ty. That was from Ty. I think I went there. Michael might have been there that night. That might have been the first time that I met him, but I'm not sure.
Man, those ledges were
They
good.
were. Yeah, they were.
Has there been like a crazy moment or you've filmed with so many people? Has there been like a crazy slam or anything that it was just?
Ooh, yes. Okay, so I think I was there the day when Josh Casper's career kind of like died.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this is a really crazy story. So someone from Dwindle hit me up. I would just go and shoot for them. They'd pay me a really good day rate too. It was great.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really cool. So they came pick me up like, oh, we're gonna go skate with Josh Casper. I was like, oh, what? Yeah, let's go. I'm so down. Like, what's he gonna do? He's like, oh, he's gonna go to the 16 stair. I'm like, what? And at that time, that was still like huge. So
That's
we're
still
like,
big, bro.
Yeah,
it's still big.
pretty big.
But, I mean, back then it was like, people were just hitting
that.
12 stairs and crap.
Yeah.
So we're like, all right, let's go. And then like he was gonna switch ollie it, and he tried to switch ollie, and he died. He hit his head super hard, and it was brutal. But I think got banged up pretty good trying to switch flip to 18, and this dude got annihilated. So it's like, if you're gonna jump down some stairs switch, try and get yourself to turn frontside a little bit. You know what I mean?
man.
But it's happened to a lot of guys.
I wonder if that was one of the reasons, because some of these skaters just come and go, right?
Yeah.
Like Josh Casper came, made an impact, and
It
then
was
kind of
pretty
just.
big. Impact.
He was there for a while though. It wasn't like a one and done thing, man.
No, I'm not saying it was one and done,
So-
but they just go, they disappear,
Yeah.
right? Like what happens? Like you often wonder this, unless
that-
they have had an interview, you don't know.
That happened around like
Totally.
2000,
That's so true.
2001, and the first time I remember seeing them was in Trilogy.
Yeah.
And that came out in
96.
95 somewhere around
95, 96. Yeah.
99 red balloons.
Yeah.
That's the song, yeah.
Like that one kid that skated for Blind for a hot second. I forget his name.
Luis,
Bro,
the
he
kid
just
switched
No,
50.
Carl-
Biggest stuff ever.
Carlos?
Yeah.
Biggest stuff
Yeah.
ever, and then what happened? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
He came out
swinging.
swinging.
Yeah.
and had some gnarly bails in that thing too, where you're
Oh.
just like,
Dude, he like 50-50 that huge hubba, and then he comes out doing it switch.
yes, that's
Yeah.
the guy.
Yeah, it was just like,
This was right here.
Yeah.
This-
Oh my God.
Oh gosh.
His back lip on El Toro looked so crazy.
I was there that day.
You were there?
I heard he was going. My friend just
Oh
called me.
my
And I was like, I'll be there.
Were there any close calls?
Dude, it looked.
So working with someone like Andy and he wears a helmet, I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
But also, well, Andy does jump to hug himself, right?
Dude.
Yeah, he does.
he skates huge rails. He just
Yeah.
skated a giant one, like a 32, and it's
30?
curved. And he skated the outside. He didn't skate the easy part. He skated the outside of it, and it was 105-degree weather just two weekends ago.
You're describing the worst spot ever.
Yes. And Andy attacked it. And there's like footage of it where he's just like laying on the ground like dying. And he like the runway was in the sun. He's getting cooked.
With a
On
helmet
the
on.
hottest day of the year.
Oh,
Dude, yeah, and we're just like, get him some water. Like, have him take a break. Like, are you sure you want to do this, Andy? Don't get a heat stroke. And he did it.
I love Andy, man.
Yeah,
he is the best dude.
He's
I
an
can't.
animal.
I mean, I can't say so many enough nice things about that guy, and I think he won over skateboarding.
I think so.
Yep.
I think that in the beginning, it was hard for him. I don't know personally if it was hard for him, but you know, a lot of people weren't. I mean, he's wearing a helmet.
Yeah.
And that's a kind of frowned upon. And I think that
I-
he just being himself and sticking with just being himself.
Yeah.
And how good he is and talented he is. You cannot love him.
Yeah.
I ain't even tripping off that no more. I can't. I definitely had.
I was just gonna say, dude.
I definitely had reservations, bro. I was just like, damn. I mean, he's wearing a helmet, but like after getting to know him and knowing who he is, like he's the man. And I'm not even tripping off that helmet. Big up to your helmet, bro. Real talk.
I
that
remember
makes him who he is.
For sure.
On the
Straight up.
experience, you were like, "What's up with the helmet?" It was so funny because you just were like, I don't get it, dude.
Yeah. But again, I was being honest in
No,
that
totally.
moment. And again, I think that he's the man, bro.
He
Real
is,
talk.
yeah.
You know, so it makes sense.
I'm really proud of him and what he's accomplished and how he just stuck to his guns
Yeah.
and he's unapologetic about it. And that's just really who he is.
Yeah.
A lot of people would have conformed to what the industry wanted.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
The industry's known for doing that to people too. You know?
And sometimes it's warranted. To be
Yes.
honest with
Yes,
you,
it
sometimes
is,
it's
it
warranted.
is.
Listen, put some different pants on. You'll be good. All right.
Yeah,
Change
yeah.
the shirt. You'll be all right.
We're all
Maybe
looking
get
out
a new
for
shoe
you.
sponsor because that ain't working for you, pot player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's warranted.
It is.
But Andy Anderson, dude, God bless him, man. He's the best dude. And yeah, you gotta respect it.
Yeah, he's got his hustle and he's running it.
Oh,
And
love
he's
it.
got his skills are gnarly.
Oh, his
like,
skills are ridiculous.
It's crazy.
So crazy.
I still can't believe he went to the Olympics for skating park.
Yeah.
You for park, dude. That's a whole different world of skateboarding. You know what I mean? We're just out
He's
here
not known for that
Yeah,
really either.
He's not, but he is unreal.
Yeah.
I just love at the end of his run, he went and did freestyle on top of the middle. Like,
Yeah.
and then-
Has he talked to you guys about that?
I don't
no.
remember if he did. Maybe he can't. I think he's come on. I think we did talk about
So
it.
that was his plan
Yeah.
almost the entire time.
was just to go do a freestyle at the end of his
Yes.
run. Yeah.
And he just wanted to showcase to the world how he skates.
yeah.
And that was amazing, you know, and I worked with him through like a whole documentary that's supposed to come out on Braille sometime soon. I was there filming every single try for the Olympics for like almost 2 years before. And it sucked because it was super serious, Andy, training for the Olympics. When like we go out and skate and make our videos, we're just messing around having fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun. But this was like a whole other ballgame. And I had to film every single try. So I know exactly how hard it was for him to do that, and it was not easy. It was really crazy. And I was dreading him going for the next Olympics because I was just thinking about it, like, I'm going to do that again. I was like, no, Andy, please don't do it, you know?
Is he going to go? Because he can go for street and for park, but I'm assuming he'll probably just go for park.
Right
I might
now,
play some Mega
he's
Man in the
not
stream.
going.
Oh, he's not.
Yeah, he
I
just
want
wants to
more
focus
Golden
on
Eye.
designing product.
Sorry if you've been waiting here for like
Maybe before you guys
40
put
minutes.
This out there, you guys should check with him and make sure. But you
Yeah.
know,
I might play some
but
Mega Man
he's-
4.
He just likes to do what he's doing right now, and I'm
You could tell.
very
Yo, what up,
happy
Day-Day?
about
You could
that.
tell though. You could tell
Yeah.
he likes what he's doing.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Because he's
Thanks
putting
for being
out
here.
his new little wheels and stuff.
I might
You need to come on the show and talk about
play some Mega Man 4.
He's like hyped, you know.
We are.
And he's been working on all this stuff with George for years. Forever.
Yeah.
So it's really
Nice,
rad
man.
that now he's taking the time
Day
to
Day
just finish it all,
from
make it come out, do it.
Ninja
So
Lifestyle.
it's a lot
Yeah,
more fun
man.
to work with
If
him
you're a
doing
man.
this stuff
I don't know if you're a
than
man
the
or
Olympics.
doing
That was
good, nice.
not fun.
This is
Level
a
9,
weird
nice,
question,
nice. Yeah, I might play some Mega Man.
but I think it's relevant, right?
Mega Man
You
4
have a guy like Andy Anderson
on the
and you have
NES. I'll
a,
probably end that.
You have a bunch
Yo,
of
thanks for being
people
here,
that have
Day-Day.
YouTube
Appreciate that.
channels. Yourself, Dan Corrigan, whoever else Andy's friends with. Do you ever think about too much Andy? Right? Do you ever think about like, oh, I've got all these videos with Andy. Dan's got all these videos with Andy. Are we putting Andy out there too much? Is less Andy better? Like, is it gonna? Do you ever think about that, or are you just like, dude, these are my bros. We're skating together. Here's our video. Doesn't matter.
There was a point where Andy knew he was putting out too much, and I
Okay.
think we might be right around reaching that right now.
Interesting.
So we are aware.
Okay.
And Andy will just kind of like, I'm gonna do my own thing. And Andy needs his personal time and space. So he knows. Well, it's the truth, dude.
I love it.
So,
I can
so we
picture
are
him
very
saying that, too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
do my thing, man.
We are very aware
Okay.
of how much, and you know, but the people love him, and we love working together.
Oh, really?
Everyone
That's
loves
wild.
working with Andy.
I don't notice.
So, but he's very conscious of how much energy he has
I don't notice at all.
and how much he can put out.
Right.
So, you know, I'm
I mean, I see
really
they put
just
like new
open with
books
him,
and
just hit
random
him up,
stuff.
like, hey, what do you want to do today? Do you want to skate? Do you want to like talk about a board? Talk about wheels? Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to skate and just chill, not film anything? Because we do that all the time, you know. And it just whatever we feel like doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you working with? You said you work for.
One sec, you're back.
You working for Powell?
Yeah, I work with Pal Peralta.
Just
I'm-
for you doing YouTube stuff with him?
YouTube, and you know, I kind of help with a good amount of stuff. Like I'm realizing my marketing abilities are pretty good.
Yeah.
So I come up with ideas and kind of just talk to them about it, and they listen.
Cool.
So I'm pretty psyched about that, and just little things here and there. You know what I mean? But I get a nice retainer, and I have a company card, so when I go film with any of the writers or work on anything, I can help pay for food.
Ooh, we getting
gas.
pizza after this. Huh? Listen, we just talked about Pal Peralta, man. There you go. There's your,
Yeah, validated.
Send an invoice. We're gonna get a pizza.
But working with George and Stacy is awesome. I can just talk to them directly and talk to them about ideas, stuff I want to do, trips, everything.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's
super rad.
It's super rad. Like I can just text them or call them whenever. I talk to George pretty much every week.
Amazing.
It's
It-
really sick.
I think the YouTube channel it's growing, man. And
Theirs or
yeah,
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
No, it is for sure.
got it right here. Boom.
Yep, yep.
Do you do the thumbnails, or do you just let them do everything?
They do most of the thumbnails.
Okay.
I just will submit videos and ideas.
So you don't do every video on here.
No.
You submit a few
Yeah.
here and there. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
but mainly it's like, you know, all of our channels in one way or another, because a lot of the guys on the Pal Peralta team now have their own channels. And we're all kind of marketing Pal Peralta through all of our own channels.
It's an ecosystem.
Yes. And I've had this dream forever. I've been trying to get guys to work together as a team with all our different channels, and we're always working with each other.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
but
you
I would always try and get it set up. I'd blow someone up and then be like, oh, let's do a video. And they would ghost me. I'd be like, well, geez, thanks, bud. I did my part. Now you're screwing me.
Yeah.
And once again, not going to say names, you know,
Yeah.
but they suck.
Just whisper it into the mic. Nobody's gonna hear it.
Yeah, right. But with the Pal Peralta team, it's not like that.
So
Well,
it's,
you guys-
interesting. You guys are actually basing a team off of YouTube.
Well, you got Dale Decker,
Yeah.
right?
Well, Dale is part of it.
You got Zach Doling.
Zach Doling for sure, but Dan Corrigan.
Dan Corrigan.
And he has his channel. He doesn't
Right.
upload that much too. And I'm trying to work with him to get to do it more because he should. Because we got him like 30,000 subs now. And whenever he uploads a video, it does well.
Yeah.
But, Andy is on Andy time. And he does what Andy chooses. So, it's like when I can get him to do a video, it always does well. But then we got Christopher Hyatt. And then DeVille has a channel now.
Okay.
His videos are doing really well as well.
Yeah.
So we have a nice little web of guys, and we're all working together on this. And if you add all those views up together, we're kicking some ass. That's a lot of views. And it's all associated with Pal Peralta. So it's a really cool thing that we got going on. And I've been trying to do this, like I said, for like 10 years.
Yeah,
to
but
get
it's,
a crew like this.
But
going.
it's the right crew that happened at the right time.
Yeah.
It's hard in skateboarding, man. You're not
It
going to
is.
get that with every team, dude. I mean, even as good as the job Santa Cruz is doing, like their guys aren't out there. Tom Asta, phenomenal.
Easy.
Killing
His
it.
YouTube channel right
Killing
now
it.
is growing, and I just love to see Tom Asta doing it, man.
Yeah.
Like it's like here's the thing that people have to realize is like, as good as Tom Asta is, and as dope as the company Santa Cruz that he skates for is, he's taking his own career into his own hands, man. If anything happens to his skate career as Santa Cruz or one of his sponsors, he's got it.
Yep.
He has it. He's making revenue for himself. You know what I mean?
He's marketing himself.
Right. Not that he doesn't want to go away from Santa Cruz, but I'm just saying, like, if something happened,
Another team will probably pick him up real quick.
totally. But
Real quick.
But to
I'll
have,
hit him up right away.
Yeah, hey, come on over, bro.
but to take your career into your own hands and start making money for yourself, I
Yeah.
think it's huge, man. And I think a lot of people are missing out on that.
I think
But
they
I think
are.
for someone like Tom, it comes very natural. I don't think that he's out there stressing. Like I think he's just like, oh well, I'm gonna go play video games today, films it, or I'm gonna go film today and fucking kill the game, and then I'm gonna fucking upload. Like that's him, and it's very natural. It's not like he's like stressing about it. That's just me on the outside looking in. I don't think he's like, maybe he has stuck. Don't get me wrong, but from the outside looking in, I think he's just killing it and having fun with it.
I think,
Yeah.
you know what I think, and I'll have to talk to Tom about this, but because he started off with Twitch, right? He started off with Twitch. He plays video games. He's always talking to the camera. He's on there like at least once a week, I think. He's got a pretty good following on there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, you're already like adapted.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Right. And so I think that once you start putting stuff out there and you kind of listen, I think as a skateboarder, we're always worried. I was worried when we started this show. I didn't know what people were going to
We
think.
overthink it.
I think a lot of people don't do stuff because of what people are going to think.
I think that's completely the truth.
and that's why I applaud Tom for doing that and just really taking control over what he's doing, man. And he's killing. He's doing a great job.
He's
I
rad.
applied-
He seems like he's never gave a fuck about what anybody thought.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
knows?
That's outside looking
We
in.
should ask him.
You know what I mean?
Who
We gotta
knows?
get
I
back
think
on
we
the
all.
show.
I
Yeah.
think there is a part of us where we think about what other people think.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely.
Definitely.